What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I appreciate your patience. This show will be underway very soon. What's going on? What's going on? Happy Monday. You like Mondays? I like Mondays. I'm a Monday type of person. It's jumping right into the work week. I ain't got to deal with no more drunks. Oh man, it's like heaven. It's like heaven. You every weekend you dealing with a bunch of drunks, impulsive people, and then you get to Monday and you get to go back to a normal schedule and sanity and I love Mondays. The reason why I love Mondays so much is because I found that most people hate Mondays, so I took the opposite approach. My favorite day is Monday. Now I know y'all favorite day. Come on now, y'all know y'all favorite day. Say it. Y'all got two: Friday, Sunday. Friday, Sunday, right? Those are your two favorite days. Mine is Monday. What's going on, Miss Tracy? How you doing? Granville, what up? Dang, you fell asleep that quick, Granville? Dang. Well, you be working hard, bro. It's all good. What's going on, Sherelle? See through you. Yeah, Friday. I know it. I know it. That's fumble Friday. They be fumbling the bag on Friday. Ain't no shame to that. Ain't no shame to that. What's going on, Sugar Bum? What's going on? Mr. Davis, what up? What up? Do I got Zara in here from the UK? Oh no. Okay. We gotta watch her. She's something else. We gotta watch Zara. She's something else. Kojak, what up, bro? We gotta keep my eyes on her. She's something else. Okay. Nick, what's the word, bro? Miss Callie Bev, what up? Listen. I feel sorry for the rest of y'all that's not in San Francisco. I'm listen, every single day I go out, I'm looking for Gavin Newsom just to be walking around. I'm like, where that 5 million at? And listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Because we just had a whole conversation the other night on reparations. And I'm not against it. I'm against whining, but it is what it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. What's going on, Miss Security Boss? How you doing? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I see Gavin Newsom, and I've seen him in the streets before, solo dolo. I give him his credit, but this was back when he was the mayor, though. So he wasn't the governor at the time. But I've seen him downtown just walking solo dolo, no security around him. I'm sure he probably had some hiding in plain sight, but he was dolo, right? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm going to tell that man, look, just give me 3 million and you could keep the other two. If you give me 3 million, I'll let you keep the other two. That way I solidify my deal. See, the rest of y'all gonna be greedy. Y'all gonna want all 5 million of it. I'm smarter than that. I'm gonna let him know. Just give me 3, and I send that 2 right to you. See, that's how you gotta do. You gotta make sure everybody eat. Everybody eats. Look at Keisha. You trying to find him right now? Nah. You ain't about to have me in no conspiracy. No. You be talking about 5 million ain't enough. I want all your money because he probably got way more than that. Robbing him, don't start 800 billion for reparations. Well, are any of those economists billionaires? I tend to not really listen to economists. They're really good with math and GDP and all that good stuff, but actually understanding money, I don't trust them. I do believe their calculations are pretty accurate though, but I don't trust them. They don't really understand impact. But I'm just trying to secure my money. Okay. I know the rest of y'all a little bit jealous because y'all always making fun of California. I be seeing y'all. I be seeing y'all. Okay. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I get that 5 million, I'm acting brand new. Oh, yes, I am acting brand new. Y'all gonna be like, why he acting like that? Oh, he think he better than us. You ever seen somebody walking around with $5 million in a suitcase? I'm gonna be walking around with $5 million in a glass suitcase, and I'm gonna write on it that say $5 million, just for fun, because I want you to be jealous. And I'm gonna fly to every city outside of the Bay. Every city. I'm coming to Detroit. That's my first stop. I can't go to none of the gas stations in Detroit because I might not get to keep my 5 million. I know better than that. But I'm coming. I'm going to everybody's city. I'm walking around with that 5 million. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm gonna be like a politician. And look, I'm kissing babies, I'm shaking hands. How's everybody doing? Life is different now, yeah. Because we was having a big argument. Kobe, what up? We was having a big argument the other day. Shout out to Rob. Hey, Rob, ask those people in the cemetery if we're gonna get those reparations. Ask those people in the cemetery if we're gonna get them reparations, Rob. No security boss. I ain't gonna get robbed. Security boss, who gonna rob me? What type of people would do that to somebody, would do something wrong like that? What those people look like, security boss? You got to guess? Hmm? Let me guess. They look like Adam Sandler. I got to walk around worried about Adam Sandler's trying to get me, security boss, or I got to worry about some other people? Hmm? Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. But just know, Rob said I'm coming through. Listen. Don't try to relocate to the Bay now after all that. Listen, y'all was making so much fun. Oh, that was those people that do the little parade. Yeah, those people. Yeah. Yeah, and y'all gonna be running around wishing for that 5 M's too. It's gonna be a lot of parades when that money come through. And best believe if anybody gonna get the money, it's gonna be us. Best believe that. If anybody gonna get that money, it's gonna be us, and then maybe the rest of y'all. She said that AI with the red hair. Listen. I've had a phenomenal Monday. My spirits are high. I'm in a really, really good mood. Come to my city, ain't nobody gonna get robbed. We're gonna donate a large amount to my GoFundMe. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like nobody that much to donate that kind of money. So I'm probably gonna donate like $10. I think that's more than fair because last time I checked, people have issues with people with money. So that means you don't need no money. You're mad at people with money, you must don't need no money, right? That's where we got the billionaire class. We're gonna talk about them a little later. We gonna get into it. I was scrolling around, chilling, and my people hit me. They sent me this video, and I said this was interesting. Aaron, are you an Alvin Bragg fan? I'm not familiar with who that is. I'm not familiar with who Alvin Bragg is. You have to let me know. I'll look him up if there's somebody that's worth looking into, but I don't know who Alvin Bragg is. But as I was saying, I'm hopeful that everybody's having a good Monday. Y'all got some sleep. Life is good. Yeah, we're gonna get into it, Rob. Don't worry. We're gonna get into it, Rob. I seen a few videos floating around. I said I just want to touch on this a little bit because I ain't gonna be here all night with y'all. I'm not doing it. Y'all don't come up on my panel talking about let's talk all night. It's not gonna happen. All right, I'm not about to be stressed out this number. Sugar mamas, listen here. Sugar mamas, if I get that 5 million, I still might need another sugar mama though. So keep my resumes out there. All my ladies in the chat that got my resumes that send it out to all the sugar mamas. Keep it around just in case. Keep it around just in case. What's going on, Vanny Roo? How you doing? Salute to Canada. Okay, salute to the Canada. Keisha, boy. She's fiery. She is fiery. Yeah, I've seen that. I have seen Alux before, Kobe. Yeah, I don't like the robotic talking though. It distracts me. It makes me less focused. I don't really watch it like that, but it's cool. Would you be with a sugar mama that's from Asian descent? Do you not see how much I get in trouble every week when I say I'm not doing this racist stuff with y'all? I'm not doing this blackety black stuff with y'all. I'm not gonna be mad at white people because y'all mad. I'm not gonna be on code just to be on code. Wrong is wrong, right is right. I get in trouble all the time. Why would I care if they're from Asian descent? Listen, my family lineage goes back to Manila. So I mean, I know technically they say the Filipinos are the blacks of Asians, but my family lineage goes back to Manila. So it would be pretty ignorant of me to act that way. It is what it is. It is what it is. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. I don't know which way we want to go. Where we want to go first? I had a thought process in mind. I know what I'm gonna do. Because Granville said he don't trust no woman. And I don't think that's right, Granville. You got to trust somebody. You got to put your trust in some women are. Oh, dang, I shouldn't say that. I would say trust people as far as you can throw them. Nope, nope. I take that back. I take that back. Do not trust people as far as you can throw them. Oh, I got it. Trust people to be who you. What is my saying? What is it? Okay, there we go. Trust people to be who you think they are. But trust, like, DMX said, trust that you can see well. AOB, trust that you can see well. But that's how it works. I'm rarely disappointed in people. I am rarely disappointed in people because I expect people to be human. That is as high as my expectation goes for people outside of myself. I keep myself here and put nobody's expectations above myself, right? Everybody has their roles in life, but I put nobody expectations above myself, right? So I'm rarely disappointed, rarely. And the best way to do that is expect people to be human, expect them to hurt you, expect them to betray you, expect people to do things. And at the end of the day, as long as you expect that it can happen, then you're less surprised by it. Now, you guys may think that is like a negative mentality, but it's just being aware. It's just being aware, right? Trust but verify. It's hard, Peter. It's hard, bro. It's hard to trust but verify. I only trust people to be who they are, and I trust myself to see clearly who people are, right? My instincts are really, really good. I I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at judging people. I'm pretty good at making analysis. But I have what I call them mechanisms in place to identify my own biases. So I know I could be wrong, right? So I know I could be off. So I put things in place to say, Che, maybe you've been a little too forgiving. Maybe you've been a little too nice. Maybe you've been a little too trusting, things like that. Because I am going to trust people, right? It's a hard life to operate with trusting nobody. Okay. Trust people to be people. Yeah, shout out to Rob. That's what I do, bro. That's what I do. But when I seen this video here that I'm gonna play for y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It threw me off. It really, really threw me off. Because it was really interesting. It was really interesting. We're gonna start it off like this. Now, we have a lot of arguments about right, wrong, selfishness, people that are inconsiderate. But this man, to me, I'm gonna let y'all watch it. But to me, when I seen this, I was like, "Woo!" Let me just play it for y'all, so y'all can come to your own views on it. Right? Don't get mad at me. But this here is a clip from Shannon Sharp's show in which he interviewed a gentleman by the name of Mendeezes, right? Mendeezes Harris is his name. Now, I don't know an excessive amount of him, but what I do know is that his wife or his girlfriend was on one of those hip hop shows, Love New York or Wives, one of those shows. I don't watch it, but she's on one of those shows. I don't know if they still married or not, but one of them shows, right? What he said in this clip blew my mind. That's just me, and we're gonna play it. But to me, I was shocked. Maybe y'all not shocked, but I was shocked. So we're gonna play the clip so you guys can hear exactly what I heard. Okay, you guys can hear exactly what I heard.
Was El Chapo before Chapo.
No, I wouldn't say all that. I wouldn't say that.
You wasn't moving no weight like that.
Nah, but I was moving some weight for since a kid, but I wasn't on no El Chapo list.
Did it ever dawn on you?
But I got some crazy stories about I remember one time I was dealing with a connect, and this is gonna sound horrible, but I put my mom up for collateral.
Why? Why would you offer this information on the T? Why? Why? Y'all probably really don't understand this.
What? Yeah, I was getting a bunch of I was getting a bunch of keys, and they was like, "Well, you guys show me where your mom live at, because if you run off on this, we can't afford you to run off."
Right.
And I was like, I ain't had no intentions of running off.
Right.
So I was like, I'll show you. And I took him, and she had no idea.
Right.
And I took him.
So if that normal?
I think at that point I had good in my heart,
right,
to do good business.
Right.
So I didn't think that
you
far.
You didn't think that, man. I just put my mom life. I really put my mom in jeopardy.
Right. And you know, and I never even told nobody that.
Right.
So that was when I look back at the decisions I made now, I'd be like, God, Lee, I can't believe I'm still here.
Was that one of the worst decisions that you did, that you put your mom up for?
Is he gonna say that's one of the worst decisions he ever made? He better. He better. That is wild to me. You guys think it's so simple for him to say something out loud like that, but for me, that is wild. That is wild. I'm telling y'all. Listen, let me get through this clip. This is wild to me. This is really, really crazy, y'all. Y'all really just don't understand how crazy that is. Y'all really don't.
That's one of them. That's one of them. That's one of them.
So you.
He said that's one of them. He said that's one of them. So to me, listen, that is insane. Guys, that is insane. Listen, when you sell drugs to feed your family, we get it, right? All right, you got to do what you got to do. Your kids starving, this, and that, right? But there's rules to how people have done things, right? And most of the time, if you get caught, you know what I mean, you take everything. Even if your girl in the car, you act like she didn't know nothing. She go home with the kid. You do all the time, right? That's the rules of the game typically, right? This man put his mother's life. You have to think about this. For someone that is willing to say, hey, we need collateral, we need to know where your mother lives. Think about that. If somebody says something to you in real life, they say, hey, we won't let you borrow some money, but I need to know where your mother lives. Take me there right now. Show me where she live at. Show me the picture, yada, yada. Like, listen, that is insane. In order to make money, to live the life that he wanted, whatever the case is, because if you're selling that type of drug, like, you had to be selling a lot. You had to be trying to get a lot of drug for them to want to come after you for that type of money, right? It ain't no $10,000 or $20,000 or 40. I don't even think $40,000, $50,000 is enough for people of that level to say where your mama live, because people get hit for that in the streets all the time. 20 grand, 30. It had to be a good amount of money, right? And he said, yeah, let me take y'all to where my mama lay her head. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have never, ever in my life heard any man say this. Never. Not in none of the gangster movies. I don't know about Soprano. I've never seen anything like this. Maybe you guys have. This is insane. And he said he never told the story, but he felt the need. Bro, you supposed to die on that story, bro. You supposed to die on that story, bro. That's the most selfish thing that's probably the most selfish thing I've probably ever heard. It's high up on the list. He didn't need that. He didn't need that much money. He didn't need that much money. He absolutely did not need that much money. There's no way. There's no way he needed that much money to where if he made a mistake, if he didn't sell, if he didn't return the money, you got to think about it like this. And he couldn't have been that big or that much of a mover for them to feel that comfortable to say, I'll come get you. You got to understand that they probably looked at him like, okay, you're a medium-sized dog or whatever the case is. I'm not, no disrespect. I don't know the man. I don't know his history. But they had to look at him a certain way, but like, yeah, I come for your mom. And he had to be like, all right, cool, because I really want this money. Now, Obviously, everything seemed to have worked out. But even the thought that that's okay, bro, you should have walked away. That's my humble opinion. You should have walked away, bro. That if I was his mom, I'd never trust him. If I was his mom, I would never trust him. I could never look at him the same again. These people ain't playing. These people not playing. And if you in that game, listen to all the people that sold drugs that's been in that game. A lot of the times they've been shot, stabbed, robbed, kidnapped, family members kidnapped. That's what come with that type of game when you're dealing with that type of money. And normally you try to shield your family from it. You try to hide them. This man said, I'm going to just take you where my mom stay. So if anything does go wrong, if anything is messed up, y'all go ahead and do that. That's crazy. That is some of the most insane stuff I've ever seen in my life, ever heard in my life. And he said it so, so cavalier, right? And I hope he ain't got no brothers, because if that was my brother, we would have had to have a conversation. And wouldn't have been a lot of talking. Man. But I think that's some of the highest level of betrayal right there. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys will be comfortable with your brother doing that? I don't know. Man, I'm going to be honest. I'm very big on loyalty. I'm very, very big on loyalty. I understand that people can betray you. I understand that that ain't really like no human thing. Like, I understand he's a human, but that's deep. That's deep. Honestly, if you couldn't get the deal done without putting your mom's life at risk, and she didn't ask for it. She ain't had nothing to do with it. It's like when a lot of these guys live at their grandma's house because their mom was a drug addict or their mom's not doing well. A lot of these people be raised by their grandmothers. So they be at grandma's house, you know what I mean? They be trapping around. Bro, like, he really put his mom's life on the line like that. Man. That's a really good interview to be able to get that out of somebody. That is a really good interview because that's a hell of a story. Because think about it. Had this story went downhill, how would his wife look at him? Listen, I'm just being honest with you. Would you trust your kids with him? That is one of those situations that if his wife left him and took the kids, I would support that. And that's almost blasphemy for me to say, but I would probably support that. I would probably support that. He broke all kind of law right there. He broke all kind of law, in my opinion. All kind of law, in my humble opinion. That was insane. Be careful with your friends, though. Yeah, that's right, Granville. Listen, I would support her leaving that man. It is what it is. I can't trust nobody like that. I can't. I don't even know if we can still be homies. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. As crazy as this sounds, I don't even think if we can be homies after that. Man. Yeah, okay, Jay Ali. She probably not going nowhere because I know she just stood next to him and through all his jail cases and all that, and that's cool. But he said he ain't never told nobody that story. He probably lying. He probably told her because I'm sure they close, but I wouldn't trust him. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If a woman, listen, I know women have secret bank accounts. I've seen them, lots and lots and lots of them over the years, excessive amounts, a lot of money in them, and they hide money more than the men do on an average base, right? I would not be mad at her if she has some money put to the side so she could get away from him. I would not be mad if she had money put to the side so she can escape him, because that level of willingness to play that risky. You should know how black men specifically, when it comes to mother-son dynamics, they probably have it the most insane dynamics that exist. It's always mama, I'm calling, like they have a very insane dynamic. Like the connection between moms and sons, especially black, is very unique. It's unique in general, but when it comes to black sons and black moms, it's a very unique relationship. Like it's almost sometimes like your mom is your girlfriend. Don't take that out of context. It's almost like that. Like, so to be that willing to put her life on the line, I don't think we've seen anything like that. Most people try to steer their family away from it. So that was insane, right? That was insane to me. Okay. Now, I know some of y'all probably would give y'all mom up. Some of y'all probably would. For the money, y'all probably would give y'all mom up. I agree. Y'all probably would. I'll just be homeless, man. I know that sounds crazy, but I'll just live on the streets. For my selfish needs, I'm not putting nobody's life at risk that I care about. That's crazy. But it shows you just how selfish people are. And sometimes, and this is an isolated situation, so don't take it too far, but sometimes situations like this can show you the experiences that women deal with men. It shows you. It shows you the experiences that women deal with men sometimes. And you just have to be like, man. Rob, he didn't say that. Rob, he didn't say that, bro. He did not say he was in that kind of trouble. We heard the story. I agree with you, Rob. All that could have happened, but he should have said it. I would have felt a little bit better, but it's still wrong. This ain't no movies, Rob, where the guy gonna win in the end, where his mom gonna survive, he gonna get all the money, they're gonna be back riding in the Rolls Royces, bro. This is real life. He's really done time. It is what it is, bro. Shout out to Prolapse Don. You think that's part of the community? You think that complex is in the community, really? Okay. Interesting way to look at it, actually. I've never really thought about it like that. But you know what? Actually, you might have a point. You might have a point. You might have a point. I was just shocked by that, guys. So I just had to share that with you guys. I was really shocked by that. Now, here's the more fun one. Right now, did somebody send me? I don't know if somebody sent it to me or I scrolled, but maybe somebody sent me a TikTok. I don't know. I don't watch TikTok, so if somebody sends me a TikTok, it's probably a woman. Just be honest with you. Most guys don't tend to be on TikTok, right? But they sent me something, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it, right? Because we had a show the other day where we were talking about some people call it prejudice, but I call it, people were being racist, right? But this video actually has a dynamic that I want to talk about, right? This video actually does. And I think it's a 2-part video. I think I have to find part 2. I think I have to find the part 2, but I definitely got the part 1. So let me pull it up for you guys here. Where's it at? There it is. There it is. There it is. I got it. Okay, you guys. Now, this particular video is about it's a relationship dynamic, right? And okay, you guys just got to watch it. You guys just got to, because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to drive this insight to you. But for me, when I saw the video, I was like, this is interesting. And we're going to break it down in a minute. So we're going to break it down. But this particular video, right? And some of you might have seen it, but we really want to break this down. We really, really want to break this down.
Oh my God, I was.
Smashed it, you dickhead.
That's a lie.
Yes, you did. Don't fucking lie.
I didn't touch your phone.
Stop it, mommy. Mom.
Smash your phone.
Yes.
Already cracked.
I am, but he fucking smashed my phone and
Yes,
then grabbed me and then
I
threw
grabbed
me.
you and threw you?
Mommy.
I grabbed you and threw you?
Yes, you fucking did. You're such a liar. You're gonna.
Where?
Now, what you have here is what you can call a toxic couple right here, okay? Now, I'm not sure who's the toxic, but it's a couple. And this woman is on her phone with her mom, screaming, right? Now, this is the dangerous part about women. They can just randomly scream and fake emotions that sometimes sound real, right? Sometimes sound real. And she's screaming at him. She's on the phone, mom, mom. Now, I'm wondering why she's calling her mom. That's the first thing I'm thinking about. Why are you talking to your mom during this time, right? Now, the video says she was cheating on him and he caught her. And this is her response. Now, often is the time when women are being manipulative. What they try to do is turn the situation around on you to make you feel bad to get them out of a circumstance, right? So she's screaming at him. She's on the phone with her mom. Mom, he took my phone. Mom, he tossed me. He threw me. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, if you guys have never dated outside of your race, you've never dated a white girl, because white girls, they're very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. We could argue all women are dangerous, but these are the dynamics of different groups of women that we often don't highlight much, but this be the stuff that black women be telling y'all. Leave that white girl alone. This is what they be trying to tell us about these fake tears, this victimhood, this how dangerous it can be. These are these actions in real time, right? She is following him up the stairs. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We can't tell, but let's surmise he's most likely taller than her, because we can see how the angle of the camera is going down. I understand he's on stairs, but he's most likely taller than her. He's most likely stronger than her. And she has a level of aggression towards him, right? Now, if he is so abusive, right? If he is taking your phone, if he's throwing you somewhere, why would you follow him up the stairs? Why would you do that? Why would you follow him up the stairs? I don't know. Now, ladies, you might have better insight on why it makes sense. Why it makes sense to follow a man up the stairs when you're frustrated with him. When you just said he's being abusive towards you, violent towards you, whatever the case is, you're trying to sell that to your mom. Why are you following that man up the stairs? Why? That's my question from this so far part of the video. That's what's going through my mind right now. Why? It's kind of dangerous to do that. Why?
Oh my God, I was.
Smashed it, you dickhead.
That's a lie.
Yes, you did. Don't fucking
I
lie.
didn't touch your phone.
Stop it, mommy. Mom.
Smash your phone.
Yes.
Already cracked.
I am, but he fucking smashed my phone
Yes,
and then grabbed me and then
I
threw
grabbed
me.
you and threw you?
Mommy.
I grabbed you and threw you?
Yes, you fucking did. You're such a liar. You're gonna
Where?
fucking deny
Where
it.
did I throw you?
You fucking threw me in my room, you asshole.
That's a lie.
Stop. You know you're not. Oh my god.
I'm trying to leave. You're keeping me here.
No, bitch. Where the fuck is
It's
my
on your
phone?
bed.
Where?
It is on your bed.
No, the fuck it's not. You have
Your
it.
phone is on your
Then
bed.
Give it to me. You fucking took it off my bed.
I didn't take it off
Yes,
your
you
bed.
did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, the fuck you did.
No, I did not.
Let me see your
It is on
yes,
your bed.
it
You want to see
is.
my pockets?
Give it to me.
I have a portable
It's-
charger,
My shit.
and there's nothing
somewhere.
in there.
Smashed it, you dickhead.
That's a lie.
Yes, you did.
That's a
Don't
lie.
fucking
I
lie.
didn't touch your phone.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. She violating. She called it, listen, for me, She called that man the B word. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is my humble opinion. I don't recommend this. Had he responded with a certain level of aggression, notice how calm he was. Notice how calm he was. That's the thing I want you guys to notice, right? Certain men have a certain level of calmness, which means she does that a lot. She's nah. You think she look Asian? I don't know. Nah, she could be mixed, but that she could be mixed possibly, but she definitely white for sure. She could be mixed though, but she's very disrespectful. She's very aggressive. I don't see no actual fear in her eyes of him at all, which leads me to believe I don't believe it, but I also have seen women do this. I personally am lucky enough to never experience these things, but I've seen the fake tears. I've seen the fake levels of aggression and, you know, making it seem like trying to switch it around. I'm like, what? That's pretty crazy. Now, of course, screaming like that, telling him, now she's on the phone with her mom. What do you think her mom is saying? Get away from him. You know what? We're coming to get you. Oh my God, he put his hands on you. We're calling. All these things could be happening, and this man is calm, which means she normally acts like that, which means she's probably a little spoiled, which means he's used to dealing with this. He knows she be lying. That's why he's recording it. That's why he's recording it for evidence, because we know she's a liar. We know she's a liar, but she's dangerous because just that fast, she can weaponize a situation. That is extremely dangerous. That is extremely dangerous, y'all. I'm going to just be honest with you. That is extremely dangerous. That is, man. I wish Cheeky was here right now because Cheeky don't play. He's somebody that's as serious as me. I don't deal with women like this. Unfortunately, for a lot of what up, Dragonfly Jones? Unfortunately, for a lot of men, especially white men, they tend to be a little more docile when it comes to dealing with women. But you can't play these games. You can't play these games. You can't. He need to leave that relationship ASAP. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he is, though. I'm going to be honest with you. He's so calm. He's so used to dealing with her temper. I don't think he's going to leave the relationship, but she called him the B word. Now, y'all know me. Listen, my rules is very simple. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. I don't care how mad you is. Watch your mouth. I bet not ever, and listen to me, and I mean ever hear that word uttered my way by any girl I'm dealing with, ever. The only chance you got is to cut your tongue out. I'm not a very forgiving person, by the way, and I'm working on that. I'm not a very forgiving person, by the way. Now, Anton, he's a very forgiving person. I'm not there yet. I won't do anything to you per se, but I just won't deal with you at all. You know, I just remove myself from an environment. And I'm like, we just not going to deal together. And if it so happens that I'm beneficial for your life for whatever reason, I'm just out of there. But I'm not that forgiving. So he seems like a very forgiving person, way calm. He said the moms teach them to do that fake DV play when caught. I agree. I agree. That is a learned behavior. Women have such an uncanny ability to turn it on and off. An uncanny ability to make it seem like you are the aggressor and you're the violent one. They're very, very good at that. They know how to weaponize being a woman. But there's actually an aspect that I really want to talk about. There's a part two, right? There's a part two. Peace Joy. Listen, Peace Joy. I don't play. I'm fine with a woman call me stupid, a dummy, because I understand that sometimes people get on your nerves. You've been together with somebody for a while. You get on their nerves. That's cool. But there's a line. There's a line. And for me, you better not cross it. Because I'm always calm. Even when you get on my nerves, right? There's a certain level of patience that I have, that if I'm irritated or upset with anybody, friends, family, don't matter. There's certain things I'm still not willing to do because I'm always in a calm state of mind. Even under an arrogance, right? Even when I'm like frustrated with irritation, there's still a line I'm not willing to cross because I know for me, what up, Brock? I know for me that I don't do no second, no third chances, and none of that. So for me, once that line is crossed, I know it's done because I know how I am. So I'm very respectful that I don't cross those lines on my end, because in order for me not to be a hypocrite, I have to hold a certain line and stand on it. So I don't even get to that level. But listen, you disrespect me, and I call it the nuclear button, right? That B word for me is a nuclear button. You say that word to me, you might as well just pack your bags and leave. I'm not going to tell you, oh, it's over with. I can't believe you said this to me. You might as well pack your own bags and leave, because you're not going to want to stay. You're not going to want to stay. So just pack your bags and leave. Even if you go like this, even if you cover your mouth, because look, y'all, listen, you lucky on the other channel I have Fantasy Island Girl, when she say, and because she did that, right? Even if you utter the words and you catch yourself after and you cover your mouth, that still ain't enough. It's a violation. And there's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do to come back from that. So I recommend, don't you ever, ever jump off that cliff. Because for me, ain't no coming back. So I always deal with people in a respectful manner. But listen to me. You cross that line, you're not gonna want to come back. You cross that line, you're not gonna want to come back. Trust me. Anton is strategically forgiven. Long game, Anton Daniels. Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, I think there's some genuineness to it, but he's a strategic person, so I can accept that statement for sure. I'm not as strategic as he is. Look, I'm just learning the game, but I'm a very serious person. I don't play about loyalty. I don't play about disrespect. Like, y'all could say whatever y'all want. Y'all could spam the chat and call me B word. I didn't have people say crazy things to me all night on Fight Club. Man, all kind of stuff. I don't respond. I don't care. I'm not emotional in that sense. But anybody that's around me, my girl, no, that's violation. Pack your bags. That's violation. I don't play. And when a man is serious and he stands the line, there's a certain level of respect that a woman knows. I'm not gonna play with that man. I might be angry at him. He might get on my nerves, but I'm not gonna play with him, because when you know you have value in life, forget value in life. Don't you ever let nobody disrespect you. Don't you ever let nobody violate your line and you stay. Because if someone violates your line and you stay, you will never be respected. They will always test you. So that's just how I give it up. Kobe says, Aaron, these people don't know about Khadijah Brown. Laughing. They're gonna look it up though. I can tell you that now. Shout out to Brock, man. I appreciate the support. I really do. Shout out to you, bro. There's actually a part 2. Let me see if I can find it. There's a part 2 to that, right? There is a part 2. Let me see if I can track it down. Can I track it down? Yep, I got it. Let me play the part 2 for y'all.
On your bed.
I'm sorry.
One moment, guys. This stuff be tripping. I'm not technological either, so I got to work on that. Give me one moment. People.
In the years. What?
On your bed.
Now, y'all bet not be laughing, okay? Don't be laughing at my technological issues. Don't y'all do that, okay? Because I will cry on camera. Don't make me do it.
On your bed. On your bed.
I got it. I figured it out, okay? I figured it out, okay? I figured it out. See, I told you I could do this. One man band. One man band.
To me, you fucking took it off my bed.
I didn't take it off.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, the fuck you did.
No, I did not.
Let me see your
It is on
yes,
your bed.
it
You want to see my pockets?
Give it to me.
I have a portable
If you
charger.
have my shit.
And there's nothing in there.
Then come here.
No,
because
let
you
go of my
have it
arm.
on
Let go of my
fucking
arm.
Bed.
She's keeping me here. I am trying to leave.
You have my shit. You fucking threw
Where?
it, dickhead. Upstairs,
Where did I throw
you
it?
fucking grabbed me.
I grabbed you where?
On my fucking neck. Shut
On
up.
your neck? Where?
Shut the fuck up, you
Where?
dick.
You pushed me away. Where on your neck did I grab you?
Bitch, you fucking grabbed me.
Where?
Okay, maybe there's not evidence, but you fucking did it, you asshole. Get the out of my
You
house.
just pushed me again.
Oh, bullshit.
It's
To
on
get you
camera.
out of my fucking leave.
I've been trying to leave the house this
because
entire
bitch, you have
time.
my fucking
I
phone.
don't have your phone. I
You're
don't want
such a
your phone. I'm a
liar.
liar. Okay.
Where's my shit?
Have a good life, Katie.
Where the
She called him that like 3 times, y'all. 3 times. You can't tell me no woman respects you and have love for you and can say that to you 3 times. And she cussing him out the whole time. Just throwing, just like, men can't get away with that, with doing that to other men. But here's the more important part about this conversation, right? These are the dynamics that I want to discuss, right? I applaud him for keeping his calm, keeping his cool, right? That is actually not very shocking for me, right? This is the part that we actually have to talk about. Now, honestly, she little as hell. I don't understand. How are you 4'11" screaming at a man that's 5'9", 5'10"? To me, makes no sense. You're alone. You're alone. You should not. How comfortable are you to talk to this man like that is mind-blowing to me. But he's so but she knows she can get away with it. This is the thing. She knows she can get away with it because look how calm he is. Ain't no way you can convince me that guy did nothing to her. And I understand a lot of y'all women say, oh, there's a lot of guys that can. He is so calm. Listen, people with a certain level of anger and a certain level of aggression and a certain level of violence don't tend to have those calm personalities. I'm not saying there are not psychopaths, people that can trick you. They don't tend to have it. And women tend to be a little more afraid of those guys. That's just my opinion, right? Look at that aggression. She following him around the house, chasing him up and down. Now, listen, for a phone, fine. I'm not going to knock you because we seen that one kid that Cheeky had in his video that knocked the teacher out over that phone. Yeah, he knocked her clean out. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if he like knocked her cold out, but she was laid out like she wasn't getting back up, like she didn't damn near die. So I get it, the phone addiction and all this type of stuff. But she following him around the house. He trying to get away from her. He going up the stairs. Where's the fear in your eyes? When you calling your mom screaming that he did this stuff, I don't see it. But here's the more important part. Now, we've been talking about this soft girl era, right? This soft girl era, right? Oh, that's when, you know, they was trying to fake being soft and all these type of things, right? They was trying to fake being soft and all these type of things. That's cool. But there's something that we didn't analyze about this. Shout out to the Don. He says, Stan equals continue to disrespect me and my boundaries. I'm not Stan, bro. I'm not. I understand we can't get every woman in the world, but ain't nothing like being around a respectful woman. I know y'all listen to other people in this space, and they like, I like women that like get a little talk back, and I like women that got a little, a little bit to. I don't like none of that about women. I don't like none of that snap back, that a little attitude. I don't like women like that. I'm not into women like that. I like women being women, calm, feminine, soft. I prefer that. I don't need none of that extra. It's to me not attractive. I'm not knocking nobody that like what they like. Like what you like, it'll put you in circumstances you will never get out. I watched it a long time ago. So I just don't rock with people like that. Shout out to Queen Lady E. She says that lady crazy, Aaron. She probably never dealt with a real black man because all he would have had to give her that look and she would have known better. Well, now I don't know if I'm comfortable with what you just said, but I'm not gonna say you're lying. Definitely that man in that video is a white man for sure. Yeah, if she would have did that to a black guy, I don't want to make it seem like the black guy wouldn't be able to be as calm, because if I put myself in that situation, I would have been just as calm, right? I would have probably responded the similar ways he would have. I probably would have recorded it, even though I've never had to be in that circumstances, but I probably would have recorded it just to show people how crazy she is. But I do understand what you mean by, like, when you deal with a black guy, there's a certain level of I guess there's a certain level of aggression that comes with black men. And I hate to say it like that because it kind of makes it seem like black men are like have a violent tendency as opposed to other groups. I don't even know if the proper way to state it, but I understand what you mean in the context. It's just no man should ever have to actually deal with that. But it leads to the bigger conversation. It leads to the bigger conversation. This is the bigger conversation, right? Sugar bum, don't start. Don't you start. Don't you dare start. My guy said Queen Lady E is cap. We get tried the most. He did choose her, Cora. I don't disagree with that. And obviously he's built for it. He's calm enough. If you're gonna deal with a lady with that type of random aggression and that type of randomness, sure. Okay. He obviously has the temperament to deal with her. And obviously she might be to some fun for him of why he's willing to deal with it. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of other options. Maybe he's just a chill guy. Maybe she means the world to him and she's not normally like that, which is still bad, right? Because you don't want to take people in their worst moments and think that's who they are. But at the same time, you gotta have a line. I don't care. I got a line. So there's just certain things we're not gonna do. There's certain lines we're not gonna cross. I gotta look myself in the mirror every day, and I gotta like who I see. And if I gotta look in the mirror and look down on myself and go, man, your character looking real bad. Like you, as a man, how you typically stand and what you stand on, it look real bad. I can't look in the mirror. I can't be around. I can't be around people like that. So I got to be able to look in the mirror. But here's the thing. You could say black men aggressive. Are you saying black women have a certain level of aggression? Now, here's the bigger point. I can do a show on that, Kobe. And look, if you guys send me the footage on it, I'll break it all down. You just got to send it to me, what you want me to break down. But in this situation, this is a bigger part I want to talk about. Black women have been saying something that to me is important in this conversation. They have been saying that they want to be soft. They want to be in a position to where that they don't have to be so tough and have this tough, rough exterior, right? Now, here's the one thing I know about dealing with white girls, right? They cry. They cry. When they're angry, when you hurt their feelings, they cry. Black women, I don't think cry as much. White women will cry right in front of you. Black women don't tend to do that. And black women, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all in the chat, are you crybabies? And don't lie, just be honest. Are they crybabies? When you with your man, he say something to hurt your feelings, do you crack down? Do you start crying? Do you have the ability to switch it on and be a crybaby like that? Or are you naturally hard and it takes a lot for you to cry because you don't want nobody to see you cry? This is an important question. Are you so tough that you're not willing to let somebody see you cry so you wouldn't cry in front of them? Rihanna, that is exactly the person to compare it with. That stuff that she do is insane. That stuff that she do is insane. It is actually the prototype of being able to flip personalities and claim victimhood and claim all this stuff happened to you and then switch in the moment and be like, oh my God, but you are a man. That stuff, that is the prototype of that action. That is 100% the prototype of that action. I just want to know, Black women, do you cry? When your man says something that hurt your feelings, do you cry? Are you soft? Or do you have a heart where you like, I don't like when nobody see me cry? Are you too tough? Are you too tough? I know that a man needs to put you in a space to feel comfortable to cry. I'm gonna be honest with you. White women just come like a robot built that way. They can just cry on the spot. yeah. Like they can do that by natural programming. I don't know a lot of Black women like that. I know a lot of strong, tough Black women that when you see them cry, it took a lot for that to happen. It took a whole lot for that Black woman to cry. Those white women cry like a drop of a dime. And they don't even be real tears. They know how to fake these tears. Yeah, call them what they are. Crocodile tears. Call them that. Yeah, MC. Thank you, MC. You go cry in private. Thank you. That is exactly what my experience is with Black women. That is exactly what my experience is with them. They go cry in private. They'll go cry in a car. They'll get out of your presence and go cry away from you. How do we get our women, Black women, to be that soft, to be that cry? Like crying is a natural female thing to do, especially in a presence of a man. But even though she had that certain level of aggression, she still never crossed the line because we all know what would have happened if he chose to let something happen. I'm just saying, ladies, y'all should cry more. Although you do know you can weaponize that against your man, you should cry more. You should want to be that soft. And I'm not saying that there's a reason why you're not. My guy said they cry in the mountains. I'm not saying there's a reason that you're not doing that way. I'm just saying most Black women that I've encountered, family members, etc., it takes a lot for them to cry. It takes a lot. Yeah. You want to come up here and explain the crying part? Okay, go ahead. You got it within your authority.
What y'all crying for? Ain't nobody.
Well, I'm just touching on the aspect of how I don't see Black women cry the way I can see white women just flip. Like, it's insane.
It's because normally when that happens, they're fighting logic.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning you can't get your point out. You get frustrated, so you start crying like a little baby. If you hit me with some logic right now, what's gonna happen? Oh, okay, I got it. It might not be what I want to hear, but it's logical. Then, if I'm trying to fight you, be combative with you, yeah, people bust out, cry because they get frustrated.
That's a good point.
I know. You should cry.
I don't think they're going to. What about you? What about you, Brittany? You a crier?
No, I don't have nothing to cry
about. Not even close. Ain't nothing about you.
Because the point is, what you crying for? You got to do. Life hit you. Okay, adjust. That's what happens. Struggle builds character. I don't have time to cry. You got to make moves. And if I am frustrated, what's that going to solve? Crying doesn't solve problems.
They said you got a
problem. You got to get stuff done. There's no time to cry. Hi, Rob. So I think that's why a lot of times you don't. Well, I don't want to speak for women because I just don't. I'm just when a situation happens, is it my mic repeat? I think there's stream that do that.
It's why everybody's like, you sound like Q now. Don't blame my stream. They've been listening to me the whole show. That is not what's been happening. That is your end.
It wasn't like that earlier.
Oh, here we go. You literally sound like Q right now. Don't start with me. Don't blame it on my StreamYard. No. They ain't got a
I sound like a clone. Maybe
it double backs with you. That's why I thought you had like something playing in the back.
it do that over here. I was on Israel stream today. No problems.
I don't know.
I don't make people cry. Who said that?
I think you might do make people cry. Let me get to my guy, Mr. Don said, we get a kick out of the most. We get called out of our names the most. We drag by society. Brad and Hun and Kumar ain't going for it like Jamal. I think it's tough to compare because I think black. Yeah, go ahead and mute yourself. I don't know what's going on with your mic, sis.
But I didn't even say nothing.
No, I'm okay. You'll see. I just think for black women, they are. I don't know. I don't know. I think they can beat, because if I see a fight between a black woman and any other group of women, I think the black woman gonna win 99% of the time. I don't think I've ever seen a black woman lose to somebody that's not black in real life fight. I ain't never seen it. So maybe black women tend to be a little bit more aggressive because they can fight better. I don't know. I do not know.
Hold on, let me try now because this was turned up really loud.
It's still doing it. It's still double back. Like it's actually kind of cool. Maybe you got like a added effect.
Maybe it is two of me.
Yeah, that's crazy. They all making fun of you, by the way.
Maybe that means I don't need to be here. So hey, Aaron. Hi, everybody. I will leave. You gotta listen to the signs.
Follow the signs. All right, Britt. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all is crazy. Crying is weakness unless it's happy tears. There's nothing wrong with being weak. There's nothing wrong with being weak. I don't mind having a weak woman. And actually, I wouldn't even argue that crying is weak. I don't know. Maybe that's a real conversation for a different day. Crying is a weakness unless it's happy tears. I don't know. I can see strength in crying, but it's just my perspective. Now, I don't know about men crying, but I definitely know women should cry. I don't know. That might be we might have to look into that at a different time. Brittany B makes people cry. Beat that Brit. Yeah, her mic was doing a double, wasn't it playing like a double deja vu thing y'all was talking about? Yeah. That was a thing. So I don't know. Maybe we'll break that down a different day and we really get into that, because I don't know, but it really made me think that I see white women do this all the time. And it's very unique to them. It's not something that I've seen a bunch of other races of women do. It's unique to white women. They specialize in it. I'm not saying on an individual basis women don't do it, but as white women, they are the masters at that form of manipulation. And sometimes they just are naturally crybabies, like naturally. So I don't know. We'll have to dive into that. It's definitely manipulation, Keisha. I agree. It is, but women are always going to have to manipulate men. That is your specialty. That is your mechanism in order to be and deal in a relationship with men, because you don't have other tools in order to operate around a man. That is the tool you have. You can. I don't know a man that can scream louder than a woman. I don't know a single man that can scream louder than a woman. The way her voice can go higher, it's just what's necessary. So that we use the tools that we should have. But don't go, Britt. I didn't get a chance to take you down. No, Billy, go, Gruff. We don't have to do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. So now there is another video that I want to break down. Well, I haven't seen the video, but I do want to watch it. And the reason why I want to watch it, right? is because a lot of the times we get into these conversations, and specifically when we have conversations about money, rich people, etc., we have some content creators that sometimes be a little outspoken. Oh yeah. I did a stream with podcast where we kind of talked briefly about it. That kind of got taken over a little bit by other people, but it was cool. We had a good back and forth conversation. And I think podcast said, I think he said all billionaires are evil, or like if you got that much money that you had to do, there's some form of evil things that you had to do, or so. I don't want to misquote him, but something to that nature, to where people with that kind of money, there's something to it, right? So I don't want to misquote him. I ain't about to go back in the stream to pull it up. He can correct it. There's no malice involved, but it got me thinking, like, because I don't believe that. I don't believe billionaires are evil. I don't personally believe it, but a lot of people do believe that. I wouldn't cry on YouTube panel. Peace, Joy, you cry if you want to. It's your birthday. You can cry if you want. You cry if you want to. I don't see nothing wrong with a woman crying. Naturally, it drops my defenses, but not when that girl come on fight. No, when she start crying, no. And I've dealt with white women, so that those fake tears don't really bother me. But it does make me think, hey, that's a woman. Naturally, like, even though I am prepared for these fake tears and this wham to get out of situation, it does make me go, that is a woman. I bet I should calm down because I'm a man. So even when y'all think there's no benefit to it, it does remind a man that you're a woman still. Even all these spaces we talking about, masculine women, you think you want to be a man and all this type of stuff. When you start crying, a man's tend to think, oh, that is a woman though. He might say, shut up with all them tears, I don't want to hear it, but he's right. That is a woman though. So ladies, start crying. That'll remind your man that you're a woman. That's just my humble opinion. So let's get into, I got this other video. I haven't watched it. We're going to rock out. We're going to go through it. Yes, Nomad. I was making a reference to her. Yeah, definitely. She been wilding the last couple shows, bro. Wilding, and people not standing for it. Key should be wilding. Key should be going off in the chat. I'm tired of y'all falling for those fake tears. That little white, like, listen, Uncle Tom ain't having it. Patriarchy went off. So, you know, it's been some enjoyment for the black women who usually see white women get on a panel and they feel like, you know, got black men. When y'all see a white woman, y'all treat differently. Do y'all treat black women? So when a black man go off on a white woman, the black women tend to enjoy it. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all was enjoying Tom going off on her, patriarchy going off on her. Y'all was enjoying it. I saw you. I saw y'all faces through y'all avatar. Y'all was enjoying it. Yeah, you did get some tears in tonight. So we're gonna get into this video. I just want to know. Because I have a certain viewpoint on rich people. Now, obviously, there are some really bad ones, but I think there are a lot of good ones too. I think there's a lot of good value in them. So I just want to listen to this video because the guy that did the video, he kind of does. I think he's possibly done a documentary or some type of extensive research into where he really he does a lot of commentary around this type of stuff. So we're gonna get into the video. Let me ask y'all a question first. Let me see here. Let me put up a poll. I should ask a question first. Just to cover my bases. Let me ask a question first. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this is a good question. All right. I'm going to simplify that question too for you guys. Now, I put up a poll. I just would love for you guys to take the poll so I get an understanding of what you guys really think. It helps me understand you guys' perspective when it comes to money. So if you see the poll, just go ahead and just hit a yes or no, just for me. And I'm going to queue up that video. Give me 1 second. Let me queue it up. There it is. I got it. There it is. Let me make sure I got my premium. Okay, yeah, we good. All right, so let's see where you guys are standing at so far. A good amount of y'all say no. Now listen. Only 43 votes. Can we get to at least 65, 70 votes so we can get into the video, people? All you got to do is take the vote so we can jump to the video. And you listen, y'all know me. I will drink water for the rest of the stream. I will do it. So don't make me. And if y'all think I'm lying, I got a bottle here, another bottle here, and another bottle that's just a little out of my reach. I will drink water the rest of the stream. So we gonna take the votes. That's right. Hit the votes so we can get into the video. Hit the vote so we can get to the video. I'll wait. We need some elevated music. Yeah, bro. I love Cash. She is always loyal. Okay. I can understand how you believe Cash is loyal. I can understand how you can see Cash as loyal. I'm kind of indifferent to like the form in which the money comes in. You just gotta look at it as a tool. And I do think Cash currently is a really beneficial one to have, although it loses value all the time. So that's the downside of it. I'm gonna have Jay Ali send me some Jeopardy music that's not copywritten. Because I think Jay Ali played the drums. Yeah, she played the drums. That's her secret hidden musical talent. She played the drums. Hey, Big Bad Bull. Hey, listen, FC is for everybody, bro. It's for everybody, even the people that drive us crazy. Because as you can see, my brother, she needs it. As you can see, my brother, she needs it. And even people that are as crazy as all outdoors, we still here for them too. We still here for them too. All right, let me see where we at on the votes. Okay, 7 more votes and we're going to get to the video. 7 more. All right, don't make me wait. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Couple more votes and we can get to the video. I mean, I know y'all not gonna hit the like button anyway. So the least you could do is take the vote. At least you could do is hit the vote. I know you're not gonna like the video anyway, dislike it, whatever the case. Hit the vote just for me. All righty then. So now we got enough votes. We're gonna get into the video. Okay, we're gonna get to the video right now. This man here, who kind of looks like he's, it's an interesting shirt that he's wearing, I guess, with the banana and the a bunch of fruits all over his shirt. But shout out to him. I don't know his name. Let me see if I can get his name. Well, actually, I really don't care. But he might be somebody. You guys might even recognize him. I don't know. I just found this video randomly. I was researching something else. Is that Seth Rogen? Is it really? If it is, that's good. I wouldn't recognize him anyway. Okay. All right, let's get into the video. Okay. We just want to break down and find out why there's no such thing as a good billionaire.
The company, Patagonia, the company that makes overpriced vests for tech bros who pretend to be outdoorsy, got a metric fuckload of good headlines this month when their billionaire owner, Yvon Chouinard, announced that he was donating the entire company to fight climate change. Twitter exploded in jubilation. The Washington Post said, Finally, a billionaire willing to smack back at capitalism. Even the beloved environmentalist Bill McKibben said, if every company was as decent as Patagonia, the world would work better and people would be cozy all winter. Now, this is a wonderful story. I would love to believe that there's a good billionaire out there looking out for the planet from atop his pile of money. But you can feel what's coming, can't you? I mean, I wouldn't be making this video if there weren't a darker truth to expose. Am I really going to do this? Am I actually going to disagree with Patagonia, the media, and Bill McKibben, a man I deeply respect and admire, and tell the world why this feel-good story is actually terrible? Fuck yeah, I am. Not only was this donation designed to help Chenard avoid billions of dollars in taxes, the fact that it's even possible for a billionaire to pull this maneuver is an unmitigated disaster for the planet and for our democracy.
See, I don't understand. If I put a poll in the chat and I ask y'all, do any of y'all want to pay taxes? I'm pretty sure all y'all gonna say no. If I put it, let me just ask y'all, how many of y'all want to pay taxes? All you have to do is look, just say yes or no in the chat. Do you guys like paying taxes? That's all I want to know. Do you guys like or want to pay taxes? Yes or no? I don't understand why people are mad that people don't want to pay taxes. I ain't never met anybody that wants to pay taxes. I ain't never met nobody that want to pay taxes. So why are you mad if they did a big old donation or left money to a charity or whatever the case is to avoid taxes if nobody want to pay taxes? You know what, Kylie Bev, you know what? I'm in a good mood tonight. I'm going to let you slide with that comment because I know you capping. I know you capping. I don't know nobody that want to pay taxes. So why are you so upset that he don't want to pay taxes? And I'm going to be honest with you. They make some really nice jackets. I don't actually own it, but I see people wearing it all the time. They look really nice. Patagonia, yeah, it's pretty nice. I kind of look at it like it's on par with like North Face or anything like that. I like North Face myself, but I don't understand. I don't understand why you mad because he don't want to pay no taxes. I don't ever want to pay taxes. I haven't even started doing my taxes because I don't ever want to pay taxes, but I will. But I don't want to. And luckily, I ain't make enough that I ain't got to pay that much. Yes. Now, for all y'all that got kids and got all that money back, blessings to y'all. Kobe, I don't know. I don't have either of those companies, bro. So if I had to pick, I like Patagonia just a little bit better from what I've saw, bro. But I just don't understand what the hate is for. Let's get back to the guy with the glasses on that is going to tell us why it is such a bad thing to be a billionaire. When I know everybody in the that man, I don't know if this is hate or if it's truth.
And when we swallow PR like this, we are literally falling for the oldest billionaire bullshit in the book. Now, a lot of people found this story believable, including me at first, because it fits Chenard's carefully cultivated public image. He's been described for years as the reluctant billionaire, a frugal rock climber who just loved making gear for his friends, then tripped and accidentally started a $3 billion company. People tell stories about Chenard eating cans of cat food to save money, and he famously still drives a Subaru instead of a fancy car. The dude supposedly doesn't even own a cell phone, which is maybe why he doesn't know that human food is just as cheap as cat food. You weren't saving money, Yvonne. You were just being weird. And as far as corporations go, Patagonia does have a solid environmental record. They've donated over $140 million to a huge number of organizations, promoting everything from land conservation to biodiversity to sustainable agriculture to the end of fossil fuels. Now, Chenard said that he wanted the company's commitment to the planet to continue after his death. So instead of selling the company to some corner-cutting capitalist who would start powering the fleeced vest factories with coal and, I don't know, cancel the Batgirl movie again, he decided to donate all of his stock to a nonprofit organization with a mission of helping the planet.
Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. So far, sounds like a guy made a lot of money, donated a lot of money. $100+ million is a lot of money. Now, we were having an argument on Fight Club the other day when we was telling people that $300,000 is not a lot of money. I said it. Either man said it. I think Rob said it too. It's not a lot of money, in my opinion. Now, I would like to have that much money, but maybe one day if I'm lucky. But in my humble opinion, it's not a lot of money. Other people on the panel was arguing with us. No, that's that. What are you talking about? That's a lot. All right, whatever. Cool. I don't care. Right? You telling me somebody donate $150+ million and you gonna scoff at it? You gonna scoff at it? Donate it to environmentalist things that about the environment, and you gonna scoff at it because you're mad because they made more money? You would want somebody to work and donate 95% of their salary or 50% of their salary when you don't want to pay half of your money. I don't understand this stuff. I'm going to be open-minded, though, because maybe he's going to convince me that billionaires are evil. And because a lot of you guys have tried. So let's see. Let's see.
New York Times piece so glowing it might as well have been written by his publicist. Chenard said that hopefully this donation will influence a new form of capitalism that doesn't end with a few rich people and a whole bunch of poor people. And his own accountant said that he'll receive no tax benefit for his donation whatsoever. But if you want the straight story about a billionaire's finances, it might make sense to ask someone other than the guy who cooks the books for him. The truth is, if Chenard really just wanted to make sure that Patagonia's value stayed intact, he didn't need to donate it to a nonprofit. He could have just given all $3 billion worth of shares to his kids. They could have kept running the company according to Daddy Dearest's wishes and lovingly rapped about him at corporate board meetings. So why didn't he do that? Simple. He would have had to pay $1.2 billion in gift taxes. And Yvonne's a good billionaire, so he doesn't like paying taxes. I mean, why should he have to pay for the roads his products are transported on, the schools and universities his workers are educated at, the GPS system that he uses to track his shipments, and the government research into heart attacks and cancer that have kept him alive until the ripe old age of 83? I mean, he's self-made, right? He did it all by himself. Now, I know what you're thinking. Adam, he didn't pay taxes because he did something better. He donated it to charity. Well, let's take a look at how charitable that donation actually was.
So problem number one, he wanted him to pay $1 billion in taxes on $3 billion of wealth. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. That is insane. Why would I would never do that if I had any possibility of avoiding that. This stuff be insane. And he thinks what he's saying is so right. Why do they weaponize trying to not pay taxes? Mind you, within the same tax laws that everybody has access to, right? Even this man in the goddamn video has access to it. Why do you want somebody to pay all those taxes to make you feel better? And let's be honest, nobody really believes the government is using their taxes for good. And even if those billionaires paid the taxes, right? Do you think it would genuinely help the rest of people? Do you genuinely think them paying more taxes would change anybody else's life? Do you genuinely believe that? I don't.
98% of the shares Chenard donated were given to a brand new environmental nonprofit he formed called the Holdfast Collective. Kind of a weird name, sort of sounds like a mid-2000s Brooklyn indie band, but more about that in a second. The other 2%, though, were Chenard's voting shares. These are the shares that let you actually control what the company does. And these shares were given to something called the Patagonia Purpose Trust, which is solely controlled by Chenard and his family. What this means is that even though all the headlines said Chenard was donating the company to charity, he and his family will continue to control Patagonia forever. You know, I didn't know that was how donations worked. When I donate my car to 1-800 Cars for Kids, I can't show up the next weekend and take it for a joyride. But Yvonne and his family can. Now, the family did have to pay about $17 million in gift taxes to execute this maneuver. But don't forget, they already saved $1.2 billion by donating the other 98% to charity. So,
see, that's really bad math right there, right? That's really bad math. He tried to sell y'all on the fact that they saved money. No, he actually didn't have to do anything with the money. And then at that point, he wouldn't have to pay no taxes at all. He would just kept it at $3 billion and let it sit there next to a fire. He could have let $3 billion sit there next to a fire, and he wouldn't have to pay no taxes at all to form this company in order to do these things. So when you try to pretend like he avoided all these taxes by paying 17 million, that's not actually true, but it is a good trick. It's kind of like when people say, I bought this jacket, it was on sale for $300, and normally it costs $900, so I saved $600. That's actually not true. It's actually not true. You didn't actually save any money. You only should calculate what you spent. You didn't save any money. It's a trick, and it works really, really well on people. I don't fall for it, and I'm not falling for this trick right here, my friend. Nice try, but reasonably, all he did is what anybody else would have done. Tried to pay $17 million in taxes instead of $1.2 billion. I've never met anybody that wanted to pay $1.2 billion in taxes ever. And you'll try to shame them for not doing it. That stuff is amazing to me.
So they came out roughly $1.2 billion ahead. That shit's not even a rounding error. So what about that other 98%? And who exactly is the Holdfast Collective? Well, they're actually pretty mysterious. They don't even have a website. And when you Google them, you just find a bunch of Reddit threads of people asking, what the hell is the Holdfast Collective? But what we do know from the New York Times is that the Holdfast Collective will receive roughly $100 million a year in profit from Patagonia, and that they plan to use that money to influence the US political system. See, regular nonprofits are what's called 501c3s. 501c3s are required to use the money for charitable purposes and are barred from making political contributions. But the Holdfast Collective is a 501c4, and that means it's allowed to use that money to donate to politicians, super PACs, and even to conduct direct political campaigning. And since it's safe to assume that the Holdfast Collective is going to be basically run by the Chenard family, considering they founded it and control its money supply, that means Yvonne was able to take his $3 billion company and turn it into a $3 billion political influence machine, tax-free. He didn't pay capital gains tax on the growth of the company. He didn't pay the income tax that I would have to pay before I donate to my favorite 501c4. And he definitely didn't pay the gift taxes you normally have to pay if you want to give $3 billion in money and political influence to your kids. That's right, Patagonia made the jackets, but it was the rest of us who got fleeced. That's a Patagonia pun. Let's be clear. Because of their control of Patagonia and Holdfast, Chenard's descendants are going to wield massive political power for their entire lives. They're going to be invited to meetings with powerful elected leaders. They'll be flown around the world to conferences. They'll be lauded as great philanthropists until the day they die, when their kids will take over as money bags in chief. Chenard has turned his money into permanent political power for him and his descendants, and I do not think he should get a tax break for doing it.
I think he should. Who would you prefer to go to those meetings? Bob the homeless man? The meetings are going to happen. These people are going to get together on yachts. These people are going to get together and have the little balls and all this stuff, and they get together and donate some money, and they talk and say, hey, I need help over here. I'm trying to build this building. Can you help me out? It's going to happen. So why do you think people that's contributed so much to society should not get the large majority of the outcome of things? I just don't understand why that's a problem. I just don't understand that. I get what you're saying, that they're avoiding taxes or whatever the case is, but if they're creating a product that people want to generate money, and then they donate stuff to good environmentalist causes, I don't understand why you don't want them to have any political influence. Who do you want to have political influence? It's never going to be a broke person that has that yield that much power and influence. It's never been like that. So I don't understand what's the point of this right now. I'm trying to follow along. I'm trying to catch it. But right now, I just don't understand why you don't want his family to have any political influence. If they're doing things by the rules in which you attain political influence, I just don't understand. If I knew this is how you get political influence, I would do the same thing. I just ain't got the $3 billion that they working with. Watch what happened if I do, though. Watch what happened if I do get that $3 billion.
And look, I'll grant Chenard's good intentions here. I think that in addition to wanting to save money on his taxes, he and his family are motivated by a sincere desire to help the planet. And I think their donation, taken in isolation, will do that. But we can't take it in isolation because Chenard is not the only billionaire pulling this move. And the other billionaires are a lot less cuddly than Mr. Puffervest for the planet. Let's talk about a different billionaire named Barry Side. The wonderful investigative journalism outfit ProPublica did an expose this year on Side. When he pulled the exact same move as Yvonne, he donated his entire fortune to charity. But Twitter and the New York Times didn't throw a party in Barry's honor. Why? Because the charity he donated to was run by Leonard Leo, the right-wing activist who spent the last couple decades stacking the Supreme Court with radical conservatives. You know, the same conservatives who recently overturned Roe v. Wade and banned the EPA from regulating greenhouse gases. Cheering on Chenard's abuse of the system just because you agree with his cause doesn't make sense. It's like cheering for a baseball player who does steroids. Sure, it's nice when he hits a home run for your team, but when all the other teams are doing it too, you get your ass kicked and it kind of fucks the game up. It's also, how to put this, the opposite of democracy. See, everyone sees the world differently and everyone has different needs. And that means that no one person has all the answers. So the central insight of democracy is that we need to spread power widely and diversely among many different types of people if we want to solve our biggest problems.
Now, that part I can understand, actually. Spreading a lot more of the power around instead of having it so concentrated would probably effectively make some actual changes. I actually can understand that. I don't know if we ever really been in a time like that for a very long time where we've actually have people, enough influence spread so far out that people's opinions actually matter instead of just the top people that's concentrated. So I understand that last aspect of trying to, I can understand that part. So let's see if you can continue to build on that, because that's the first thing that I can agree with you on that has some validity to it, because everything else, it's not working, my brother. Let's see what else you got for.
Billionaires like Chenard are doing the opposite. He's hoarding power, even if he feels that he's using it for good. But why should the owner of a fancy clothing company get to decide what's good or not? Why don't we all decide it together? You know, maybe the billionaires could kick in their fair share to a communal pool of money we all contribute to, and then we could vote on what to spend it on. I don't know, just a crazy idea I found on this dusty old scroll. But no, instead, our system allows a few wealthy people to amass disgusting amounts of wealth and then gives them a tax break when they use it to influence our political system. And that is no way to run a society. Democracy only works when everybody has a voice. So instead of applauding Chenard, we do a lot better to take that power back for ourselves. Now, I think that argument is pretty straightforward. Open and shut, video could end right there. Except that when I posted about this on Twitter, I was deluged with hate from angry billionaire fans. And I started to realize that something deeper is going on here. I mean, people really love this cat food eating, Subaru driving, humble billionaire who cares. And they get very mad at you if you criticize him. I mean, he's got a great brand and people love it. I love it too. I love my Patagonia jacket. When I wear it, I feel like I'm in that Wes Anderson movie where Bill Murray is sad in the 60s. No, not that one, the other one. No, not that one, the other one. No, not that one, the other. That's the one. Thank you. All right, there's 3 more though. But here's the problem. That story, that brand isn't real. It's PR, it's marketing, it's spin, baby. Let me tell you about a little place called Bentonville, Arkansas. So a few weeks back, I was booked to MC an event at Crystal Bridges Art Museum in Bentonville, a beautiful small town in northwestern Arkansas that also happens to be the home of one of the most lavish and expensive art museums in America. Why there? Well,
The reason why it's there is because nobody wants to go to Arkansas. I ain't never, when people say, where do you want to go on vacation? Never in my life have I heard someone say Arkansas. Never. Heck, I didn't even know Arkansas existed until we just watched this video. I forgot it even existed on the planet. So that's probably why they're hiding it there, because nobody wants to go to Arkansas. I know if I've offended some Arkansasians, me's apologies, but nobody wants to go there. And you going to keep trying to make us pay taxes, but we're not paying. We're not paying anything more than we got to pay, and neither are you. Neither are you, Mr. Glasses, okay? You ain't going to pay more than you need to pay either. We ain't falling for it.
Clue might be in the name you see emblazoned all over town, Walmart. Sam Walton opened the first Walmart store in Bentonville in 1962, and now that it's the largest retailer in the world, yes, larger than Amazon, its headquarters are still in Bentonville. Sam Walton is now dead, but his kids, the 11th, 12th, and 13th richest people in America, have poured money into the town. They've built miles of bike trails all around the surrounding area. They've preserved the beautiful, historic town square, and they've built a $200 million art museum. But that's not the only museum I visited in Bentonville that weekend. Housed in a replica of an old-fashioned five and dime store is the Walmart Museum, a monument to Sam Walton's humility and humble decency. They have an exact replica of his shabby home office, which actually brought a tear to my eye because it reminded me so strongly of my own grandfather's office when I was a kid. And according to this museum, Sam hated money so much that he drove a beat-up old truck. And to prove it, they put the beat-up old truck in the museum. Holy shit, swap the pickup for a Subaru and this could be the Patagonia Museum. Now, there's something a little perverse in building an entire museum to tell people how humble and thrifty you are, but it works. People in this town love the Waltons, and when I struck up a conversation with them, they talked about the Waltons like they were family. Because
they should. The Waltons employ probably, if I had to guess, well over 500,000 people, probably close to 1 million people. Aside from Amazon, they're probably the biggest employer in the country. Aside from Amazon, I think Amazon might have surpassed them, but honestly, I still think it's Walmart. Why shouldn't people be like them? The only reason you don't like them is because they're billionaires. If they did everything they did, produced everything that existed, and they were only worth a few $100,000 or maybe $5 million, people would love them. It's only the fact that they are filthy rich that people can find reasons to dislike and hate them. People just hate anybody that say they're a billionaire. There's billionaires that nobody know who they are. And if you just put up the amount of money they have, you instantly hate them because you know that they have that money. There's somebody that's worth $27 billion right now that none of us know. But if I put their name on the screen and show you how much money they got naturally, instinctively, you'd be like, they don't need all that money. They can share with me. What they need all that money for? That's just naturally. So I feel like you a little biased here, buddy. You make it seem like people shouldn't love the Waltons. And I think there's a lot of reasons. A lot of people are feeding their families that are very grateful. And they do a lot for how society runs, whether you like it or not. And they deserve to be handsomely rewarded for their efforts. So keep trying. Keep trying.
Because of the Waltons' investment, the population of Bentonville has sextupled. Property values have skyrocketed. Oh, and don't forget the world-class art museum they built in town, where Bentonville residents can chill out and look at a Rothko, listen to an artist of color give a talk, or visit one of Yayoi Kasuma's famous infinity rooms. When I was waiting in line for this exhibit, I overheard two teenagers talking about how they had never been to an art museum before, and hearing that, made my heart swell up. This is a part of the country that has been left out of cultural investment for a century, and the Waltons are changing that. That is unequivocally a good thing. But there's also a deep irony in Bentonville that makes visiting it almost creepy. Because even though the Waltons have preserved this perfect American small town, they only had the money to do so because they have destroyed the downtowns of so many other cities in America. According to a 2008 study from MIT, Walmart was responsible for 40 to 50% of the decline in small discount stores like the ones their museum was built to resemble. Other researchers found that when Walmart comes to town, it correlates with increased obesity, higher crime rates, and lower overall employment in that area. And this proves that the narrative Sam Walton spun about himself, that he never cared about money. He was just a humble guy who loved giving back. Well, it was bullshit. There are no accidental billionaires. The only way to make that kind of money is on purpose. This dude devoted his life to building the biggest, most profitable company he could, and then he used that money to tell a sweet and cuddly story about himself to distract from all the evil shit he did. And even though I don't think the average Patagonia wearer is a big fan of Walmart, it bears pointing out how closely the story Chenard tells about himself resembles Walton's. The reluctant billionaire rock climber who doesn't care about money, drives a beat-up old car, and loves giving back.
You know, that part is interesting because they talk about Warren Buffett, he driving an old Cadillac, living in the first home he ever bought or something like that. It is something that I think billionaires do, and I think they should, because I've always told y'all that billionaires are just smarter than everybody. And if they get on stage and tell you, oh, we're smarter than everybody, well, what you want them to do? It's not in their best interest, and they should be worried about public perception because they need the public to be somewhat in good standing so they can maneuver and operate how they want to maneuver. Most of the public benefits from the things that these people do most of the time. Now, I hate to tell you, you said they destroyed some discount stores. I'm going to be humble with you, right? There is absolutely no way that they could destroy some discount stores unless what they were selling cost less. I'm going to just tell you the truth. Most people going to go where the discount's the best. And if they're selling stuff higher at Walmart and that discount store has it for a cheaper price, people are going to go to that other store. So you failed to mention that Walmart made prices low enough for people to go there and put those other people out of business. And that's not their problem. If they offer more value to their customers, that's smart. That's actually what we want companies to do. Give us the best prices. Give us the lowest prices so we can come and patronize your business. So I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Keep trying now. Somebody say he's Seth Rollins, but that ain't really him. I don't know. I don't know who this guy is. You can just look up the title, why there's no such thing as a good billionaire. I don't know his name. I have no clue what his name
is a great story, but it's also marketing. And Chenard tells it because it benefits him and Patagonia to do so. I mean, how many made in Vietnam puffer vests have they sold over the years because somebody looked at them and said, hey, he's the good billionaire, I'm going to help him save the planet? Hell, if you go to Patagonia.com right now, they are using that story to sell you more overpriced crap. But look, none of this is new. The truth is that billionaires have been telling this story about themselves since the first proto-capitalist took his first quivering steps out of the money swamp. Let's do a quick review of the Billionaire Bullshit Hall of Fame. Mark Zuckerberg got incredible headlines when he said he was donating his fortune to charity in 2015. Then it turned out the charity was just an LLC he controls that invests in for-profit businesses. For years, people have described Bill Gates as saving the world. He even made his own Netflix documentary about what a generous genius he is. Of course, that's before we learned he's a serial sexual harasser who became best buddies with Jeffrey Epstein after he was convicted of sex crimes. Bill was like, oh, this dude's a sex offender? Well, what's he doing Thursday? And finally, Warren Buffett, a man who decades of PR have described as so saintedly frugal that websites post listicles about how you can live as cheaply as him, with tips like eat a cheap breakfast. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I ate Egg McMuffins all day, it wouldn't make me a billionaire.
Why is that their fault if you guys appreciate a humble billionaire? I don't think there are no humble billionaires, but if I could write a piece or put on a TV show and make you think I'm humble because I drive an old car or eat regular food, then why are you mad at them for what you believe is a good thing? And if they're doing the good thing, I don't understand this, man. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to be fair in my thinking and open to understanding. But right now I'm lost. Why should they not say good things about themselves? They're doing good things for America, for even other countries. I don't know what your disdain for billionaires, but you're saying there ain't no good ones. None of them?
I just have a heart attack. I mean, this article literally says that Warren Buffett clips coupons. No, he fucking doesn't. Are you trying to tell me that Warren fucking Buffett gets up on a Tuesday, goes and gets the newspaper off his porch, takes out the advertising section and a pair of scissors and says, oh, look, Skippy is on sale?
Okay, I agree with you on that one. That's cap. I don't believe for a second he clipping coupons. However, I believe he would do it. He would record it and do it 1 or 2 times just to play it off like he does. I believe he would do that. So I give you that. That's cap. We all agree with you on that. He ain't clipping no coupons. He has a private jet. We ain't falling for that. He don't have enough time to be trying to clip coupons. I'll give you that, brother. That was a good one, and that was funny. I'll give you that. You get that one.
Oh, fuck you. How gullible do you think we are? You know how Warren really saves money? By not paying his taxes. When ProPublica got a leak of billionaire tax returns, Buffett was found to pay the least of any of his fellow plutocrats. Dude made $24 billion between 2014 and 2018 and paid a true tax rate of 0.1%. Even greedy little piggies like Bezos and Musk can't touch that. Instead of paying the public the money he owes us, Buffett has famously pledged to give away his money to charity. Which charity, you might ask? Oh, just the one his buddy Bill runs with the ex-wife he cheated on. Wow. Billionaires donating to billionaires brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it?
You taking personal shots, my guy. You taking personal shots. Why you had to throw in that he cheated on his wife? That we can't actually prove that he did, my friend. There is no proof that he cheated on his wife. That's cap. You're a liar. You're just trying to undermine the man. There ain't no proof that he cheated on his wife. Ain't no proof. Ain't no proof at all. That was wrong. But your little snide comment, you snuck that in there. I give it to you. You a little slickster. You're a little slickster. I give you that. But you're lying.
Now, if all of this weren't enough for you, it becomes piercingly clear that the entire concept of billionaire charity is bullshit when you look at where it originated. In the Gilded Age of the late 19th century, the OG evil monopolist Andrew Carnegie wrote an essay called The Gospel of Wealth, in which he famously argued that it's the responsibility of the wealthy to give away their fortunes during their lifetimes. He even argued that it's the duty of a rich man to set an example of modest, unostentatious living, shunning display or extravagance. So Chenard and Walton weren't radicals by driving beat-up old cars. They were literally taking their instructions from Daddy Carnegie. Now, critically, Carnegie argued for that kind of charity because he believed that the system that gave him such unimaginable wealth was a good thing and that it was inevitable. It was just the way of the universe. But even at the time, in the late 19th century, Americans knew that this was bullshit. They knew that Carnegie's wealth was the result of a broken system and that it came at the expense of the customers he gouged, the workers he exploited, and the political system he dominated. A political system that ensured workers had no right to organize, no minimum wage, and allowed plutocrats to hire thugs to beat the shit out of them whenever they asked for their fair share. Carnegie's Gilded Age concealed a rot at the core of the economy. And in the years after his death, the country went through a little something called the Great Depression. Turns out letting so much wealth accumulate in so few hands wasn't a great idea. The New Deal that Franklin Delano Roosevelt launched in response was strongly influenced by progressive reformers who were alarmed at the excesses of Gilded Age plutocrats like Carnegie.
He's definitely a liberal. Whoever this guy is, he's definitely a liberal. He's sneaking them snide jabs in there every chance he gets. He's definitely a liberal. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that billionaires are evil yet. I'm not convinced. I'm trying. I'm listening. I agree they capping with the coupons. I agree that maybe more money needs to be spread out. But I'm not convinced of the evil aspect yet. You got to sell this to me. Come on now. Come on now. If anybody can do it, it's you with the shirt, with all the fruits on it. If anybody can convince me, it's you with the shirt. Come on now. You can do it.
Roosevelt introduced stronger labor protections, a minimum wage, strong antitrust enforcement so that monopolies couldn't form, and perhaps most importantly, a high level of taxation on the wealthy. And it worked. The labor movement flourished, which led directly to the creation of the American middle class. Average Americans, average white Americans anyway, were able to make a living wage, save for retirement, and build wealth of their own. Wealthy people still existed, and they were still able to make money, but the age of titanic billionaires running the country as their personal empires seemed to be over. If you're trying to remember who the Mark Zuckerberg of the 1950s was, I'll give you a hint. there wasn't one. But over the following decades, starting in the 70s and 80s, the policies that created this incredible level of prosperity started to be dismantled. Deregulation of the financial industry, weakened antitrust enforcement, tax cuts, welfare reduction, and the gutting of the labor movement all contributed to skyrocketing inequality. Most people, average Americans, saw their wages stagnate or fall. But the rich did well, and the very rich did very well, and the obscenely rich did obscenely fucking well. And the result is that today, the top 0.1% own nearly as much wealth as the bottom 90%.
Yeah, but that's because they give their money to the rich people. Like, we were having a conversation, and in conversation, we actually believe if we just give black people money for reparations, they just gonna give all that money back to the people. Just all that money they got, they're just gonna give it right back. So that's all that happened back then. People got paid and they gave the money back to the people that paid them. I don't understand why that. Why? I understand you're fighting for the little guy. I understand that you're trying to poke holes into this wealth, this inequality that exists, but we see it every single day. When people get money, they get checks, they just give it back. They say, hey, I'm going on Amazon. They don't. Okay, it's only a few minutes left, guys. We're almost through this video. Let me know if y'all convinced, because I don't know yet.
Today, we are living in a new gilded age in which billionaires are allowed to amass massive wealth and then convert it into political power tax-free so they can run the country while everyone else suffers. And it's an age in which we swallow the same tired myth over and over again, that these billionaires are humble, they don't really like money, and that they're heroes for giving it away in ways that just happen to increase their own power. And the purpose of this myth, this lie, is to distract us from the fact that this system is bad for the planet and disastrous for our society. So no, I'm not going to applaud Chenard for donating his money to the planet. Instead, I think we need to demand policies that prevent guys like him from amassing so much money to begin with, and that put power back in the hands of the people where it belongs. And I promise, if we do that, and we can do it because we have done it before, you can keep your jacket. Hell, you can get a few more jackets. Maybe you'll even be able to afford an actual trip to Patagonia instead of wearing it on a logo you bought at the mall.
You know, that was actually an interesting video. I'm not a capitalist. I'm a broke capitalist. Make sure you put broke in that chat next time, John the Baptist. Thank you very much. I'm not convinced that billionaires are evil. What I'm convinced is that they're strategic. They try not to pay taxes if they don't have to. But I'm not sensing anything evil so far. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Are you sensing some evilness in these billionaires? Do you sense evil in them? Now, if you guys think billionaires are evil, if you're willing to convince me of that, I'm willing to drop the link. But if we all agree that billionaires are not evil, then I'm walking away. I ain't about to argue with y'all about nothing. I'm not. I shout out to my guy, Classy Beast. What up, bro? He said, what's good, Ron and the family. Dudes like Flower Shirt Boy would do the same thing as Gates and Carnegie. Yeah, if they had the chance. It's just human nature. No doubt. And I actually think he does that. He looks like he actually makes a decent amount of money. I'm sure. Let me see how many views that video got. Give me 1 second. That video has 1.9 million views. And he has about 500,000 subscribers. So I'm pretty sure that it's a good chance that he's probably generating some decent money in some way, especially if he has some level of financial understanding since he's doing videos about finances. So I'm pretty sure he probably pays a good amount of taxes and he avoids them as much as he can, because I'm sure he has a tax attorney or CPA or something of that nature, so he don't have to pay. I'm pretty sure of it. I am pretty sure of it. So I'm not even mad at him. I actually would expect none of y'all to pay more taxes than you have. How many of y'all, when y'all went to see y'all CPA, if y'all needed one, said, hey, by the way, how can I pay the most taxes? I'm pretty sure all of y'all said, I want to get the most money back I possibly can get. I want to get the most money back I possibly can get. Is loving money evil? You should have put the question mark on there, John the Baptist. You should have put the question mark on there. Is loving money evil? Well, I know the love of money is the root of all evil, but is loving money evil? I guess it depends on who loves the damn money. Because I think if a homeless guy loved money and he broke as a joke, he just gonna be loving his dreams. He's just gonna be sleeping outside, loving money that he ain't got. So I don't know if I put it in context, just on a blanketed statement, John the Baptist, the love of money is a problem. I would agree with that. But it depends on who loves the money. Because I assure you, a lot of homeless people ain't hurting our feelings with money right now. So it depends. But what's your position? What's your position, John the Baptist? Do you say billionaires are evil? Is there a reason for me to have this type of dialogue or this engagement with y'all? I don't know. I'm willing to drop the link if you guys want to have that conversation. If not, we can chill. I thought that was an interesting viewpoint from him. I'm just not convinced billionaires are evil. I'm not convinced billionaires are bad. I think there are good billionaires. I think there's an enormous amount of values in billionaires. An enormous amount. So I overwhelmingly disagree with his perspective that there are no good billionaires. I'm very much in disagreement with that. I think you guys might be too, since you guys are probably here. You guys are pretty much, I got a couple of y'all in here that be hating a lot, but outside of that, I don't know. Outside of that, I just don't know. So you guys let me know what you think. And Keisha, y'all know I love me some Keisha now. She's like one of my favorites. If you want to hit the link, since you believe that you won a debate, which you did not, you can hit the link too. You can hit the link too, and we'll prove that you did not win no debate at all. Now, you might have, no, I'm not going to let you have that. I'm not going to even let you have that. Yeah, Dr. Dre is living life. Robert F. Smith is solid. Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits to billionaires. I don't know about this evil stuff. I don't know if there's bad billionaires. I don't know. I know he attacked Patagonia like they paid him to do it. That I do know. It seemed like a hit piece on Patagonia. That's what it looked like to me, because he was not letting up. I'm not sure. If nobody has a disagreement with none of the things we talked about, as far as putting your trust in women, those women that cry out of nowhere, because that is dangerous as hell. That's kind of scary, actually. If y'all don't disagree, or if y'all don't believe or have issues, or don't believe billionaires are evil, we good. And we can get up out of here. I ain't going to even hold y'all all day. I don't have anybody in the back that has any challenge of any of the positions that I take today. So I feel, how would I say? I feel validated. But I know people just want to come up here to stir the party up. And you ain't going to be no different. Either, man, I know you don't disagree with me. So I know you just want to come up here and laugh at broke people. I know you do.
Well, I don't want to laugh at No, I wouldn't. So I just want to put something in perspective. How about that? I like how liberal people, they make sure they say the percentage and not the dollar amount. Because 1% of $23 billion is $230 million. So he have paid $230 million, but it's only 1% of his wealth. And I tell people all the time is that if you really knew how much they was paying, when you look at their employees, matchings, and different things like that, I think it's just crazy. It's 100% crazy that we worry about how much they pay, because they pay more taxes than your whole family and your cousin, baby mama will ever pay.
No, I agree with that. I don't like that people attack billionaires so much. I'm gonna say something possibly controversial. I think if you're a billionaire, you're a better human being than most people that are not. I know people don't want to hear that, but yes, if you're a billionaire, you are a better human being and necessary more than anybody else that is not.
And then your guy Kai Mo, I think Kai Mo in the chat was saying that for every billionaire, it's 1,000 people in poverty. If they wasn't a billionaire, most of them people still would be broke. Them being a billionaire have nothing to do with them people being in poverty. Poverty is a choice. You choose to be broke. In 2023, there's no reason that you should be broke unless you chose it.
Well, I don't know about like you choose to be in poverty. Well, actually, you might be right on that. You might be right on that. That's a tough one. See, I'm torn on that one. I'm torn on that. I guess we got more trouble. We got more trouble. Have you come here to talk about how evil billionaires are?
Why would I do that? That's what I'm supposed to be talking. I'm supposed to be talking about billionaires, not people that are broke. You see what I'm saying? Because if you got to look at it this way, just put it in perspective, right? The reason why in the Black community there's a lot of poor people is because we despise and we don't celebrate billionaires that are not entertainers. And I'm glad you're talking about it because I was thinking about it a few minutes, about 2 hours ago when I was ironing my clothes to travel overseas. So you got to look at it this way, right? When you look at the people that are celebrated in the Black community, especially in America, you see that all of them are just entertainers, from Oprah Winfrey to BET founder to TV One to Jay-Z to all of them. No one has a production company. They all made their money through entertainment. And that tells you that Black community wealth depends on artificial industry, which is called artificial industry, which means somebody controls your money. Look at Elon Musk production.
Well, every millionaire you can track back to a billionaire.
No, I'm talking about billionaire.
I get what you said, but it's guaranteed that every millionaire is connected to a billionaire some type of way.
Definitely, no, directly connected to billionaire, not indirectly. Directly connected to billionaire, because most production companies, most things that make the world go around or go round is made by billionaires, not millionaires. But they started from thousandaires. They became millionaires and then graduated into billionaires. So they became billionaires because that's their end target. And I got to tell you, to be a billionaire and maintain a billionaire status and keep increasing your wealth, you have to be in the production industry. Entertainment industry cannot do it for you. Just case in point.
So Jay-Z is in the production industry. He became a millionaire in the industry, you said, but when you start looking at him having partial ownership of an NFL team, also clothing line, alcohol lines, he definitely have skin in the game outside of music.
That would not accelerate Jay-Z's world, because I got to tell you this. Look at Jay-Z, right? It took Jay-Z over 20-something years to become a billionaire, right? Whereas people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Facebook, it took them half that or 1/4 of that to get into the billionaire status.
You can't compare them to, though.
No, I'm trying to tell you one thing. The reason why their billionaireship increase exponentially is because, unlike Jay-Z, they're not in entertainment industry. They actually produce their own manufacturing company that produce. You see what I'm saying? So we as Blacks, we don't have manufacturing industry that produce. If somebody else controls your production, Let's case in point, Adidas, right? The reason why Kanye West could go from a billionaire to a millionaire overnight was because Adidas is the production. So Adidas gets to control. Kanye West is a billionaire, just like Jay-Z, billionaire in paper. They are not actually billionaire in wealth. You see what I'm saying? They are not liquidity billionaire, which is liquid billionaire. Liquid billionaire and stock billionaire are two different things. Because if you look at if Jay-Z, if he should liquidate today, will worth over 150 million or 200 million. That is Jay-Z's liquidity.
How do you know that now? Like, so the point that I'm trying to understand is most people are billionaires. They don't have a liquid $1 billion. It might be a very, very small group of people who can say, I have a liquid $1 billion. But if you look at like property investments, if you look at their portfolio, that's what equates them to being a billionaire. Are you saying that?
That's right.
So I want to talk about these women, but we'll go first talk about these billionaires. First thing, let me say this right here. So the first thing is, I think it's crazy that we have people saying, hey, you know, it took him 20 years to be a billionaire. Like he's supposed to did it fast when majority of the population don't do it. So he is rare for doing it and attaining that. And I think we can't say he should have did it faster. He should have did it in 10 years because he did something most people just can't do.
I think the thing is that you're missing the premises of my discussion. The premises of my discussion is not that it took Jay-Z long time to become a billionaire.
That's a short time. 20 years is a short time to become a billionaire.
No, actually, I got to tell you something, right? 20 years is a short time, but if you look at the kind of wealth with which he was handling, right? That wealth for a businessman like that was reckoning so much money, it would have taken him shorter. But because his business, which is entertainment industry, one thing that people don't understand about entertainment and hospitality is that you have to spend more money to make money. You see, so for you to become a billionaire using entertainment means is a long ladder to climb. That's why you see, because you have record deals, and most people that own those record deals are taking your money. But when you create record deals, now you have to also own your own record deals, but you spend more money because you got to buy concert places, you got to negotiate with musicians. There are so many logistics that will eat into your money. But the reason why white people
pretend like you understand anything he just said. Keep on pretending, E-Man.
Yeah, but the reason why white people. The reason why
I'm
white
trying to
people
understand. Listen, because I'm a big advocate. Listen, I'm a big advocate of not comparing people, right? Because
that was a big mistake.
My fight is two different. Hold on, listen. Aaron my fight is two different fights. If it took Aaron 40 years to become a billionaire, and it took me 20 years, both of us need to get our props. You don't need to say, "Oh, Manuel did it faster than he did," because they attained something that is not easy to attain. Becoming a billionaire is not easy to attain. I don't care that it took LeBron 20 years to do it. He did it, and most black men can't say they did it.
Okay, the premises of my discussion is not because I'm using Jay-Z as a point. I'm not saying Jay-Z directly, but what I'm saying using Jay-Z as a point is that
that's what
the problem is black men specifically get a bad rep for excelling in the industries in which they excel in because they want black men to excel in other industries. Nobody is trying to force an Asian man to excel in the entertainment industry. They let him whatever he's good at. You know what I mean? It's like
okay, put it this way, right? Even I think what I'm trying to say basically is this. The fact that we black people are mostly in the entertainment industry in the United States is the reason why it takes us so long to achieve financial status compared to white people. That's what I'm trying to say. If you see a white guy today in any field, but look at the field that they are mostly into production. When I say production, I'm talking about engineering.
But they're in production because they're horrible at entertainment. If white people can
No.
go into listen, if white people can go into entertainment and make $1 billion, they would do it. So we gotta
do it.
We gotta
They do it already.
Hold on. We gotta figure out what we good at, master it, and make as much money doing what we good at as possible. I don't understand how we don't understand that.
I'm with you, E-Man. Let me just answer John the Baptist's question. Are billionaire drug dealers evil? No, they're not evil.
Of course, they're evil.
No, they're not. And let me explain. Let me explain my reason first before you decide to say no. If drugs are legal, right? Let's say, for instance, whatever drugs are legal and they selling that legal drug, they ain't evil. If people can legally do something, and that doesn't mean right or wrong. I'm saying if they can legally do something and you've monetized it and made money off it, why are you evil for that?
Okay, if you look at it, we are the only race that celebrate bad character, not just in the United States.
What do you call a pharmacist? A pharmacist.
Let me finish. I will land. Don't worry. If you're selling drugs that is curing cancer, curing diseases, then I will support you with drug dealing. But when you have to sell drugs that will destroy a mother and make a son destitute, that is not something I should celebrate. When you sell cocaine or meth in the street, and you know because you're running because you know that what you're doing in the street is not good. No, I'm not going to, in any human conscience, celebrate a drug dealer. A drug dealer is a drug dealer as long as I'm concerned. A pharmacist is a pharmacist that sells drugs based on prescription.
You missed the point. Should people
we all know what drug dealer is.
Should people be allowed to use drugs? Should we ban all drugs?
You mean illicit drugs? Because you got to be specific.
So let's give you an example. Weed. Marijuana is legal, especially here in the state of Washington. Should people be able to go into that industry and sell marijuana and legally become a billionaire? Let's help.
Guess what? If it's a marijuana that is already approved by the designated body of course, go ahead and sell it, because number one is watered down for the actual marijuana. But if you're talking about marijuana that comes in from Mexico, that is going to mess up somebody in the street, no, that is not what I'm going to support. If it's a dispenser, yes, I support dispenser.
Then they're going to answer to the question. Then see,
but you're licensed to do that. You're licensed to be a dispenser. That's the difference.
But that was my point.
but when we talk about drug dealers, we all know what drug dealer is. We know what it is.
No. Like if here in the state of Washington, the dude who's selling meth ain't making money. The person who's making millions. Listen, the person in the state of Washington making millions of dollars are weed dispensaries, hands down.
That is what I said. I support weed dispensary. If you're going to be a drug dealer, right?
If it's legal, it's
go
cool.
get your license.
Aaron's point was. Aaron's point was, if it's legal, it's cool.
But he didn't say. That is not what he said. That is not the question.
Pertaining to the drug industry, I'm talking about specifically if people are allowed to use drugs, and people are like, you should be able to use drugs if you want, right? In context. Then if I'm free to smoke marijuana, right? Let's just say I am. Oh yeah, you can smoke weed, whatever you want. And somebody says, I'm gonna make $1 billion selling it to you. I see no problem with that. As long
as you both doing it legally, I'm in support of it. As long as you both doing it legally, I'm in support of it. But if you guys are not doing it legally, no, I am not in support of it. Because you see, one thing we gotta be very careful when we speak on this website, on YouTube, is that there are kids listening to what we say. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to take the clue. They're going to take clue from what we said, and they're going to go out there and they're going to engage in bad character. And one of the things that we got to understand is this. Just look back. I don't know if you guys grew up in the 80s, right? I grew up in the 80s, on the other side of the Atlantic. But on the television, we were watching what was happening on this side of the Atlantic, and it was not good. We remember Ronald Reagan. We remember war on crime. We remember in the 90s. We remember how drugs on the street of Harlem and San Francisco led to the widespread of HIV/AIDS globally. You see what I'm saying? So if you grew up in the 80s and experienced what happened in the 90s, I don't think you're gonna like drug dealers at all. The scar is on me. I know friends and family members that were killed because of this.
Yeah,
for
but
drug dealing.
I don't see here. See, now we're going to get into a tricky conversation because if you don't get a license to sell something that somebody else got a license to sell, but you selling the same thing, I'm kind of like, I don't really have the biggest problem with that.
I do.
I know you do. I know you do.
I just think
I do.
It's crazy that we say a license give you it's like a license of integrity, or is a license like give you a green light to say that you're doing something different from other people.
Mm-hmm.
I think either the action is right or wrong, and I don't care if the government give you a license or not.
Mm-hmm. The reason why it's good for the government to issue licenses is because, number one, if you look at it, they use it to track down. If something goes wrong, they know where it came from. You see what I'm saying? Like my clothing line right now, right? If I was to sell somebody clothes and something happened to that person's skin, guess what? They will use all the tag on that clothes to find out to track my company. And then I'm going to use it to track the manufacturer. Although I'm the one that do the production, but I don't do the taxing, but I do the production of the material. But I can track all the way down to who manufactured
I get what you said, but I don't think it's no difference from the guy who's selling shirts out the back of his trunk and you. I really don't think it's no different. The only difference is you decide to get a license to sell it, and he did. I don't say that since he decided to sell it out of his trunk that he is a less of a human being because he don't got a license from the government.
That's
right. All licenses do is keep people out of the market. So because I didn't jump through the hoops in order to braid hair or give people perms or sell t-shirts, now I'm not allowed to make money in this market, and everybody who does make money in the market are now protected. That's all licenses do. Licenses are a mode of protecting people from competition.
Yeah, you said you want to talk about another subject as well.
Yeah,
I got one question I'm gonna drop off.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Aaron, is there any such thing, in your opinion, is there any such thing called objective morality, or is it all subjective?
It's a good question. It's a really good question. I haven't thought about that in depthly enough, but if I had to just answer it strictly on the basis right now responding, I would say it's all subjective.
I've thought about it deeply.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite arguments.
Yeah,
okay. Morality only comes from three different places. It can only come from three different places. It can come from might. Might makes right. I'm stronger than you, so what the fuck I say is what's right. Consensus, the collective says, this is right, so it's right. Society. Or personal preference. I believe that it's right because, that's what I believe. Now, there's a fourth one, but the fourth one is also might makes right, and it can come from a God. So you can say that the nature of God is what makes morality right or wrong. But the reason that God is right is because he's strong enough to make us do whatever he wants or enact whatever morality he decides is fit, or not decides, but he sees fit. So it's always one of those three. It's might makes right, consensus, or personal preference. That's the only places it can come from.
Rob, I know you went to Harvard, but I'm a GED graduate. So are you simply saying that it's subjective?
It's subjective. Those are all three subjective things. They're all arbitrary.
But
Aaron, you're saying it's subjective too, right?
But look at it this way. The reason why morality, the reason why I would say that when you do business, you apply morals. there are a lot of immorality that happens in business. I gotta let you understand this because sometimes transactions are done
I'm gonna
at
drop down and let
speed
y'all
of.
rock out.
Sometimes transaction happens at speed of light. You see what I'm saying? So you got to make that quick decision. And sometimes you have advisors that have different interests, even though they all work for you. So but the bottom line is that you guys have the company's interest at heart. But morality can be subjective. You see, depend on which individual that you're dealing with at the moment. That is why business can be a very corrupting, but also creates jobs for thousands of people. So as immoral as it might be sometimes, but the job creation is another thing, the revenues that come into the company and then the people that get paid and then lives that are being supported in the same process, all those things are subjective. But
yeah, I want to get to E's other question.
So I say we need to put our trust in these women. I think y'all men are completely crazy if you think that. So let me start from the beginning. Rewind, so y'all guys understand what I'm saying. I think a man is crazy to marry a woman that he can't trust. And in the confounds of a marriage, when we talk about trusting these women and putting trust in these women, I refuse to be married to a woman that I don't trust. Now, I'm not talking about just trust some random scallywag that you hooking up with on a Friday night. But I think in the confounds of a marriage, absolutely you should trust a woman.
To what depth? Like, because when you say trust, how deep, how far, well, how much we talking? Completely?
I'm talking about completely. Like, so I don't know how other married men flows, but I completely trust my wife. Like I'm not keeping secrets from her. Like I feel like I can come to the tables and be completely transparent with her. Like I'm not hiding. I don't have some secret bank account hiding money in case everything goes bad type thing. So I think we can trust these women. I think we should trust them because it makes no sense to marry somebody that you don't trust.
if you're getting into a marriage and you for some reason don't trust your partner for one day, leave that marriage, bro. Don't stay in it. Don't stay one hour longer because trust is everything in a relationship coming from a man to a woman. You see, because men are vulnerable in marriage than women due to the fact that paternity has to be guaranteed. You see, so if a man's paternity is not assured, which means if he doesn't trust his woman, he will make him to question everything around from the kids.
How do you guarantee paternity? What is you talking about?
I mean, until about what 50 years ago, that's impossible.
Do you know how many? Do you know that 23% of paternity is still negative?
Sure, but you just said you got to trust her so you can guarantee paternity. How the hell you do that?
That means if you don't trust your wife, right? If you don't trust your woman, you put everything in the family in doubt. You see what you see? Maybe what you thinking what I'm basing my argument on trust or my discussion on trust might be different from what you're thinking based on trust. Maybe it might be that your question is different from what I'm actually talking about. You see what I'm saying? You're talking about marital trust, right? Isn't that what you say? Marital trust?
He said marital trust. So he out his goddamn mind, but he married, so I can't argue with him.
Well, that's why I'm adding to what he's saying because I thought we were discussing marital trust.
Well, you said something on a whole nother level. You said you have to trust your wife so you can guarantee paternity. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'm also I'm talking based on what Imai says. So if Imai is talking about marital trust, I'm also saying that marital trust has to be guaranteed.
So I think the word guarantee is a little strong here. I think the absolute most you can say is your best bet to ensure paternity is to marry somebody as trustworthy as possible. That's about the strongest you can be. And until 50 years ago when paternity tests came around, That's all you had. That's why men are so interested in female virginity and body counts. That's the reason behind that.
I get that part, but he said trust so you can guarantee paternity. He got to make that make sense.
Okay, let me help you. Let me help you guys out a little bit. So what I'm saying basically is this, right? If you're in a marriage and you start having certain kind of distrust for your wife, and you guys you kind of seeing your wife as questionable, right? You shouldn't be in that marriage, which means she's living something is not right. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's why a lot of marriages fail, because people go in not trusting the person. Like, I don't even think you should like if you understand how much power a person, men and women, have in a marriage, like why would you marry somebody you don't trust? That's just, it's like stupid.
Yeah,
people do. What power do men have in a marriage?
Oh, men have a lot of power in marriage. Like, for example, a man can leave a woman. A man can take a woman to court. A man can take the kids. It's about who filed first. It's not about gender. It's who beat who down to the courthouse. See, everybody think it's because women get custody most of the time because they're a woman. No, they the first person to go down to the courthouse. If more men was actually the was not the defendant and they was actually taking her to court, it looked totally different. So both people have the right to take from the other, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Plaintiff as opposed to the defendant. But man, how you gonna do that if you trust somebody? Well, how you gonna sneak to the courthouse first if you trust somebody? Like,
well, no. So the point that I'm saying is that if you decide that you're going to become one legally by law with one person, because the law do look at you guys as one person, I said it got to be trust. It's almost like me saying I don't trust my left hand, but I trust my right hand. Like we can't be one. I don't trust it. I just think that it's just a recipe for disaster.
Okay, I mean, I ain't gonna fight you.
I would honestly say that being too trusting is probably the demise of a lot of relationships. Putting yourself in a position where you can be harmed is probably the demise of too many relationships, and a lot of that is because of it's the law. The way the laws work, it's not favorable, especially to men. Men are usually in a weaker position when it comes to marriage. It's just the way that it most of the time turns out.
But Rob, we got to understand that you wouldn't harm with somebody laying in the same bed with you, point blank, period. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody wanted to do, the easiest person to do something to you is a husband or wife.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a measure of trust, but what I'm saying is trusting somebody too much is probably more detrimental than not trusting them enough.
I gotta put it this way, Aaron, can you comment on this thing, because it seems like we and you are out of sphere. Because it seems like what you have in mind over this discussion is not what we're talking about, because I think we may have a disconnection. So what's your take on this conversation right now?
Pertaining to trusting somebody completely, you're out your goddamn mind. I will only trust myself completely, because you're dealing with another human being. It makes no sense to do that. I'm going to trust you to be a human being, but you ain't getting complete trust with nothing. So I mean, y'all could do whatever.
That makes sense because you're not married, and according to
I'm not mad at you. I don't.
No, listen. I get it. If a single man say, "Hey, I don't know if he desired to get married or not," that's not my business. But if a single man tell me, "You know what? I don't trust nobody, and I'm single," I can accept
Didn't
that.
say that.
But I'm just saying, listen, hold on. I'm gonna let you correct it. But what I am saying is, if a person's married to somebody that they don't trust, like I just think, I don't understand how that works. Like I don't. Why would I want to look over my back every time? Like, man, I think this is what creates stalkers, dudes who marry women that they don't trust.
That's right. Aaron, Aaron, let me say this to you real quick, okay? When you get married, right, it's a whole totally different conception. That's your concept change about trust. Because you don't have a choice but to trust. If you don't trust, don't marry. Period. If you don't trust a woman a bit, much, a lot, don't even marry. Because number one, you're talking about somebody that you're gonna lay on the bed with.
Y'all love to talk in the like the most the best outcome you possibly can receive, right?
Check this out. Check this out. I'm a very, very strong masculine man when it comes to a woman.
Wait. Why are you, John the Baptist? Why are you saying I have trust issues? Because I don't believe in trusting nobody completely.
Well, okay.
There's a difference there.
So put it this way, Aaron. You gotta understand that I am a very, very strong masculine man. I don't play with women. I'm an African man and I'm very straight to the point, and I am very, very straight to the point. I don't flinch. But the person that lays next to you in your vulnerable stage, you got to put all your trust in that person, but not to total trust. Total trust, yes, that is like you don't even total trust your own guy himself. How much more someone else? But the trust has to be
myself. I want to say
there are places I can do. You can tell yourself I'm going to jump 10,000 story building, but then hell, you get to a time you're like hell, no, I'm not doing that.
I wouldn't tell myself that. No, I would not.
No,
let me go on record.
You got to understand the concept at which I'm putting it. You see what I'm saying, right? But what I'm trying to say to you basically is this: your own self doesn't have 100% of your trust. But you gotta have a high reasonable trust for your wife. I don't call women partner because to me they're not partners, they're wives. So you gotta trust your wife highly. Because if you don't trust somebody that makes your own food, she has different ways to kill you. You see what I'm saying? Different ways to kill you. So you gotta trust her.
So if she decides that she's going to kill you and you trust her, then you're just gonna eat the food that's about to kill you?
Yo, this guy.
Oh, but would you know there's a poison in the food? You wouldn't know. That is why.
What I'm saying is, it feels like with that particular scenario.
No, Rob, go ahead. That's stupid, bro. Go ahead.
It just, I mean, if that's the scenario, she might kill me. It seems like if that's what she's going to do, I'm better off not trusting her.
No, Rob.
I think you guys are missing.
No. The reason why that's dumb is because people eat at fast food restaurants. Are you saying they trust the staff?
Yes.
So
yes. Of course.
Yes. So I'm just giving the same trust in my wife as I'm giving the staff at a fast food.
Let me tell you.
But you trust that McDonald's is doing the right thing if you eat at McDonald's. Because if you didn't trust it, you wouldn't eat there.
That's my point. They ain't got nothing to do with marriage.
Do you know one thing a wise man told me? This is what a wise man told me. A wise man told me that the most stupidest individual is one that goes to a fast food restaurant and argue with someone that is going to serve him food.
I agree to that too.
So you see what I'm saying? So that is why you can argue with your wife, but make sure that you just keep certain things going really good. But do not simp. No matter what, don't simp. Don't simp to a woman. Don't do that.
Your best bet is to trust women to be women.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should trust. You should trust until they prove that they're going to behave otherwise. You would trust that women will behave like women.
But Rob, we're talking about.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes, my wife is a woman.
Can I ask you a question, Rob? Well, Aaron, whoever has trust issues. Question though, when you say trust is something that it's an act that I have to do, right? It's something that I have to do if I'm going. If I'm going to trust Rob, that's an action on me, right? That I'm trusting Rob. Now, are we trying to look for outcomes that are 100% going to work out? Wait, when we say trust, do we think trust comes without any failure or hurt or any negative results at all?
No, there will be hurt.
Or am I missing something?
Let me put it this way: for you to be hurt in a marriage, oh man, that is. If a spouse hurts you in a marriage, it has to do with either financial or betrayal. You hurt is a strong word in a marriage. You can't easily get hurt in a marriage. You guys might argue a lot, but getting hurt, no, that's stretch. When you get hurt, that means you guys are done.
All right, so I want to be transparent where my point is. Like you should trust your wife, but you can lose her trust. You can lose trust in her. I'm not saying that you're in a permanent state of trust, but going into a marriage, if you have reasons that you have no trust, you should not be going into that marriage. Now, say for example, she do something that causes you to lose trust in her. That's something totally different.
Nah,
you should totally trust her if you're gonna marry her.
You said complete trust.
Yeah, when you marry a woman, you should completely trust her. Like,
okay, give me an example in which trust can be difficult. Like, so when you're saying that sometimes people don't trust somebody for this reason.
So, for example, if a spouse cheating, I think that's a way of losing trust in the spouse.
Okay, but give me a reason why I would be distrustful. Like let's just say, because I'm saying I'm neutral. I ain't trusting or I'm not distrustful. Like, give me a reason to where like you need to trust her for that. You see what I'm saying? Like that is a requirement. You better trust your wife for that. Like you see what I'm saying?
So you better trust her to be your wife if you're gonna put a ring on it. Like if you're going to marry this woman, you gotta have good faith, is what I call it. You gotta have good faith and trust that she's gonna do the right thing.
But what do I need her to trust her to do? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like,
be
trust
a wife.
What?
To be a wife. You have when a man go to the altar and he give her that ring, he's trusting, he's taking a leap in good faith that she's going to be a good wife. If he had any idea that she was going to be a bad wife, he's making a bad decision.
Oh, I'm trying to say is that, but Rob, maybe you understand what my question is.
I think what he's trying to say is your wife needs to have earned your trust before you marry her. Which, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, complete trust is what I don't understand. I don't know what complete trust is.
Yeah,
before you marry a woman, if you don't completely trace her, you need to get rid of her.
I think that's not the right word. Say complete trust, because you know what? People, complete trust is not what you take in going into marriage. You have faith in somebody. I think faith is the right word. You have faith in someone to get into marriage with them. If you want to build complete trust with somebody, that's why sometimes it takes people 5, 6, 7 years before they get married, because they're trying to build complete trust. And before you know it, you don't really like the woman no more because you guys have been in that relationship for too long. Complete trust takes a long time to get to that level. I would say faith in somebody is what leads to marriage.
So, Aaron, can you please pull up the definition of trust? Because maybe we using two different words.
No, but I'm not pulling up no definition of trust.
I'll pull it up. Okay.
I don't understand.
We're going to talk about it. Hold on 1 second.
Because the thing about trust, put it this way, right? Trust is something that takes a long time to build. You see what I'm saying? When you get employed by an employer doesn't trust you, but rather he has faith in you that you're going to perform your job. Until you start.
I don't care none of that. What the hell is complete trust? Because if you just saying the word trust is trust, I'm good with that. But complete trust, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, complete trust is a stretch. It's a fast stretch. You can't use that for a relationship.
I'm saying if we look at the definition, the definition tells us what you should have in your wife before you marry her. And I'm saying you should be completely. And you know what?
Amen. I think you messed up by saying the word complete.
Yeah, that word complete is.
I think you should just say the word. I think you should just say the word trust.
Total trust. You can say total. You can say complete. But if I got half the trust, if I got 25% the trust in this woman, I should not marry her.
No. I think if you trust somebody, I don't think it's a measurable amount of numbers.
Yeah, it's not measurable. It's not measurable.
She has earned your trust. She's earned enough of your trust.
You either in or you out. It's not no 20% on it. It's either you in or you out. I think by you saying complete is throwing your argument off. I want to agree with you, E, but you're throwing your argument off by saying complete.
Yeah, I think a better way to say it is just she needs to have earned your trust.
We all agree with E, but it's just the trust that is the complete trust that is killing me, man, because it's just not gonna happen.
Because you trust your wife to feed your food. I'm like, man,
that is, of course, that is the faith I have in her to serve me food, right?
But the problem is, I don't think those are like real ways to gauge trust, because I think
no, it's not.
Nobody's overthinking that stuff because they eat at fast food places. And you can't tell me they got the same trust in the fast food people that have in their wife.
Aaron, you're reading too much into the conversation. You see what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is this: for my wife to be in my house and serve me food, that's trust. To sleep on the same bed with me, that's trust. That's faith. That's faith. For she to walk down the aisle is trust. For me to be her man is trust that she has for me. The same that I have for her. For two people to come together and lay on the same bed is trust, is faith. You see what I'm saying? But total, that is the one I have problem with, because there is no measurement to trust. But can trust be betrayed? You see why it becomes trust, right? Because your trust can be betrayed by your spouse. It can be betrayed.
Nope. You know what? We're not having this conversation tonight. Nope. We done. Listen, thank you everybody for tuning in to the Aaron O Show. I'm not having this conversation with y'all tonight. No. Either man can lead this conversation a different night. I'm not doing this. Talking about trust my wife to feed me, but you eat fast food. Nope. Conversation done. Shout out to the Don. He says, in electrical engineering, I figured out nothing is 100, hun. Input, output, nothing is 100. Yeah, I don't know what they talk about this complete trust. Either man is my brother. That's my guy. Complete trust, I don't know what the hell that means. But I completely trust myself to get the hell out of this show today, because I'm not going to have them stressing me out for these last minutes. We going to get up out of here. Thank y'all so much for rocking out. We going to catch you on the next show.